Hello, good evening, beautiful people. My name is Chimmy Speaks, and welcome to another Clock It episode. I am not gonna lie, this one is giving me a little bit of anxiety. I'm a little anxious talking about this topic today, but I think it's important. But, first of all, happy Friday. Before we get into everything, happy Friday. Um, it's Virgo season, I think, officially. So happy birthday to all of the Virgos, my fellow earth signs. I'm so excited for all of you. It's your season. So do your thing. You know what I mean? And also, oddly enough, someone we're going to talk about today, Miss Hayden, who has passed, the actress from Heroes. Oddly enough, today is her birthday. And I pray that she is resting with our creator on the other side. And I'm sending love to her daughter, her family, her friends, all of her loved ones. Her loss came at such a surprise to many. Um, and I just feel like it's sad. I mean, I know people go every day, but I grew up watching Heroes and some of the shows that she was a part of. And aside from Hayden, Michelle Trachtenberg passed earlier this year as well. So, like, some of the people that I grew up watching have passed so soon. So it's just like life is really fragile. But today we are going to talk about postpartum depression. So I have a banner going down at the bottom as well as in the description box. And I think somehow it might be linked at the top, but there are resources out there. This is just what I found online. And I just want to make sure that, I have my bases covered with that just because, sometimes we don't know where to go. This is one of hopefully many. And hopefully after today, maybe we think about other methods because this postpartum journey with the Lindsay Clancy case with Hayden, who had spoke about her postpartum depression in 2014 when she gave birth to her daughter, it just feels like there's a lot of conversations about it, but I feel like the women who have gone through it and the voices that have experienced it firsthand, whether it's through a relative or someone that we know, are kind of getting lost. And, it's no disrespect to my fellows out there. I appreciate that you all are bringing awareness to this topic. Your perspective and your voices are also important, especially for the dads. And speaking of dads, I have my husband who wrote something that I'm going to share with all of you today. I asked him if he was comfortable talking about his experience with my postpartum journey, and what he felt. So this will be a blind read. I did take a little bit of a peek, but I didn't read the whole thing because I wanted to read it with all of you, um, and just kind of go over that. So welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Again, I am Chimmy Speaks. We're clocking it today, the stigmas around motherhood. And like I said, when we first started, I'm a little anxious. I'm not going to lie, because I feel like this topic is not only personal, but also with this case going on and with like the stories that are coming out. I feel like everything just feels very convoluted. There's a lot of, fodder on the internet, people obviously capitalizing off of the story. And it just doesn't feel right. Like everything just feels like it's too much and we're getting lost. And I feel like I hope that this conversation will hopefully bring some grounding to those of us who have been through it, to anyone who might be going through it, not to feel so alone in that process. And just to have a female perspective. Um, so with that said, let's get into it. But let me say hi to everyone in the chat. Hello, everyone. Welcome. I know I saw Miss Captain. Miss Captain Harris, are you trying to be a mod on my channel, girl? Listen. I know you're always on mod duty. I mean, I'll give you a French girl just because I love you. It's fine. And look at Miss Patty. Yes, Miss Patty's also a mod for Lady Zelda. Period. Look at her. She's already on mod duty. Look at Miss Captain Harris. Stop it. She's so beautiful. I love you. Yes, Miss Patty. And of course, my beautiful mods, Terry. Hello, welcome. Miss Melanie, how are you, beautiful? Thank you for being here. Becky G, our children's book queen. Yes, Miss Elisa, how are you? Yes, look how beautiful you are. Stop it, my Taurus queen. Miss Boston, good evening, darling. Yes, I feel like I need to use that. Hello. Yes, the Virgos, Miss Virgo Queen. You gotta let me know when your birthday is, girl. Period. Choose please. Look at you. Stop it. You beautiful. You beautiful queen. I can't even deal. I love your pictures. Stop it. Oh my God. Stop it, Miss Garner. Stop it. How adorable are you? I can't even deal. How are you, my love? Thank you for being here. Yes. Thank you, my mods, everyone who's here. Yes. Suck it up, Buttercup. I love that. I tend to say that a lot just because I'm a baker too, but thank you so much for being here. And yeah, truly, like, it's a process. Miss Nurse of Interest, mi reina linda, ya tú sabes. Yes, my beautiful queen. Yes, Miss Not That Gen X, how are you, beautiful? Miss Kim, how are you? Yes, all right. So I think I said hi. Oh, Miss Oxy. Of course, Miss Oxy. Look at this beautiful girl. Yes, period. All right. So I am going to just get into it and just kind of like speak from the heart, just because I didn't want to plan anything necessarily for this because I feel like this is just such a sensitive topic and I want to do it right. And I think speaking from the heart is always the best way to go about this. So on Monday, I woke up to the news that Hayden had passed away. And as I mentioned earlier, she was this beautiful actress. She was a star on Heroes. I don't know if anyone has watched that. Oh, wait, hold on. I gotta give a shout out to my girl. This weird Fall River accent. Yes, period. Hello, my love. How are you? Um, so yeah, I saw that Hayden had passed, and she's 36 years old, so young, and she had opened up about her postpartum struggles in 2014. And she's someone who is a celebrity in the spotlight, and you would think that someone who has all of the access to the best doctors, the best team, etc., wouldn't have that much of a struggle because she has the proper support system around her to help her. At least that's the assumption, right? And, Hayden also had gone through, and this is all alleged just from my research about her life, was dealing with what most child stars deal with. They go through being thrown into the spotlight so young, so they often struggle with addiction, um, which is heartbreaking in itself because it's a lot of pressure for a young child to have to go through that. And when they become parents, a lot of their wiring from a young age is just different. I mean, I personally can't speak on that experience because I don't know what it is to be in the spotlight to that level at that age. I know that her brother had also passed 3 years ago, and that was very hard on her as well. So, I mean, a lot of her career, like, she just was in the spotlight for most of her life since she was a tiny baby. And, everyone does their thing. I'm not here to like be like, it's your fault or none of that. Like, I'm trying to stay as far away from pointing fingers, being critical of others or parents, etc. Because I do think that like there's a lot of that going on that I want to just stay focused on Hayden and her life and not really bring so much attention to those around her per se. Um, I will talk about her baby daddy a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, okay? Because I do think that there was, from what I read, she gave up custody because of her postpartum depression to her then fiance. Her daughter lives in Europe with the father of her child. And, she was separated from her daughter for a really long time. So you put that situation next to a Lindsay Clancy, right? Two women who, again, I'm not going into the case of the Lindsay Clancy case. It's a very divisive case in a lot of ways. It's currently on trial and everyone is entitled to their opinions. I understand and respect that. But the root of it all is women asking for help and not being heard. And what does that look like for all of us? Like, you have one person who was in the spotlight who had access to all of these things, and then you have a regular mom who was asking for help and denied. Where is the disconnect here? That's the part that I'm having the most trouble with, because I don't think that our society, our system, any of the systems really understand motherhood, the complications that come out of postpartum, and how none of us are equipped with the tools necessarily, at least in my opinion, that it falls so easy for us. I can only speak from my experience. And if you had a wonderful postpartum journey, God bless you. God bless you. Because in this day and age where we're constantly distracted with so many things, that isn't a reality for many. So take that as a blessing that you had a good experience, because many suffer in silence. We have Hayden, who suffered in silence, who suffered also publicly and didn't have the tools to be able to, like, she was not only battling her postpartum depression, she was also battling addiction. And I can't help but draw parallels between Lindsay and Hayden in that respect. You know, like, I grew up in a generation where self-medication was a thing, oh, I'm going to take the edge off by having a drink. I'm going to go smoke or go do something to kind of take the edge off and not have to feel anything. And it breaks my heart. God, I didn't want to do this so early. It's only 12 minutes. But it breaks my heart because I can relate. And then what happens is that you carry that guilt with you. At least I have for many years. And I can't imagine someone who, like a Hayden, who had access to everything and felt so alone in her process. That you have access to everything and nobody hears you. Nobody understands. I can't imagine giving up custody of my daughter and how hard of a decision that must have been for her. I don't even want to think about that. I can't imagine for Lindsay. I'll leave that there. And God bless those babies. So it's just like, why are people not listening to us? What's it going to take? With all of the resources available, why don't they hear us? Why do people think that motherhood, there's a switch that goes off and like automatically it's all rainbows and butterflies? It's not. In my opinion, it's not. It can be, but if the network around you is not there to reinforce that for you, it's difficult. In both of these cases, Hayden had a superstar, fiance. He was a boxer, retired. And with Lindsay, allegedly, there might have been an affair. And what is it about when you get married or you get with someone and you decide to bring up a life onto this earth that it just destroys the foundation of like the responsibility between mother and father? That there's so much pressure on the mom to be a mom according to what everyone else thinks a mother is supposed to be. I'll be very honest. I struggled to connect with my daughter for months. struggled. I couldn't look at her beautiful little face and be like, not resent her in some way. I feel like crap about it, but that's a reality. I wanted to know what the hell was wrong with me that I couldn't feel what everybody else felt, what I saw on TV, what I saw from other friends who had kids. What was wrong with me? My pregnancy was so beautiful. Why is the aftermath so hard? I couldn't understand it. And I saw my marriage suffer because of it, because there was something wrong with me. I couldn't breastfeed her. I struggled. I would power pump for hours only to get like half an ounce of milk and feel so defeated. I was like, maybe I'm just the problem. Maybe it's me. And I reached out for help, for relatives who couldn't understand what the hell was going on because it was taboo to talk about. So I understand it on a different level because I experienced that darkness and I watched the world around me get destroyed because I couldn't function the way that society and everyone else thought I had to, because it just didn't make sense. How did I have such a wonderful pregnancy and then it turned into a nightmare? I hated it. That's the real tea. I hated myself for it. And I asked for help and it wasn't available because people were like, you'll get over it. It's fine. You'll get over it. It's always a dismissal. So, what is it going to take for people to hear us? Because this isn't just easy. Like, I can't fathom that a mother would do that to her babies. Do we not ask for help and you just don't know how to help us? Do you not hear what we're saying? Why does it feel like it's wrong for me to feel like I'm not getting this role? I don't get it. I don't know how to do this. In addition to the fact that, if you've gone through trauma in your life where if you've had issues with your parents, now that comes to the surface, like a band-aid being ripped off. It's like, oh, now all of my wounds, my childhood wounds are open, in addition to this new experience that I have no idea what to do. So I feel for Lindsay. I feel for Hayden. I feel for the moms who have gone through this. And hopefully, through this conversation, brings people to a point to have a little bit more compassion. There isn't a switch for all of us that goes off and that automatically it's like we know exactly what to do. Do you know that I was in the hospital and it took me forever to get my daughter to latch on? Nobody taught me how to have my daughter latch on. My mom was like, you didn't want my boob, so I gave you formula. And she thinks it's my fault. She'll be like, you didn't want it. I'm like, what do you mean I didn't want it? How the hell was I supposed to know? I'm an infant, you know? And we'll laugh about it. But my daughter couldn't latch on. The nurses weren't really helpful. My in-laws, the language barrier was a problem, but they helped in the best way that they could. But I do think that there is an aspect of like, you're just thrown to the wolves, figure it out. In this country, it feels like that. It feels like it's like, just go, do it. Do it. You got this. You know what you got to do. Actually, I don't. Hi, I'm new at this. I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. Not to mention no pressure because it's a human, a baby that's relying on me, crying. I don't know why it's crying. Is it hungry? It's been on my boob the whole time. So what is it, just eating air? I didn't even know I wasn't producing enough milk. I didn't want to give my daughter formula. I didn't want to get an epidural. I did because I had to at that point. So TMI, but my pregnancy was really great. And then I had meconium in my fluid. And the only reason I knew about that is because my husband and I took a prenatal class, which was very expensive, PS, because we'll get to that part in a second. I think I'm just kind of like just talking off the top of my head and just letting it all out. We took a postpartum class and they had mentioned that if you see that there's something going on, with your fluid, if your water breaks and it looks not the right color, you got to call your doctor. I called my doctor. My doctor didn't even tell me about this. My gynecologist didn't even say anything about this. The woman that I went to my entire pregnancy had didn't even give me the 411. I had to learn this in prenatal, a class that I had to pay for in addition to going for checkups all the time. So my water broke after I was watching Jiro Dreams of Sushi. Now I understand why my daughter loves sushi. I was watching that. It was 11 o'clock and I was telling my husband, I'm like, I'm tired. I want to go to sleep. And he's like, let's just watch this movie. We never know. We won't have time to watch movies anymore after the baby's here. I'm like, but I want to go to sleep, bro. I'm tired. I go to the bathroom and my water breaks and I'm like, oh, it's go time. But I had, they'll tell you wear a certain type of underwear in order for you to know if the fluid is whatever. And I noticed that my fluid was not clear. So I called my doctor and she's like, you got to get to the hospital now. So we get into the car. We go drive down to the hospital. At the time, I was a very bougie girl, honey. I was living on Fifth Avenue. Central Park, Fifth Avenue, honey. Yes, I was paying a lot of rent, but you know what? We won't talk about that. Okay. It doesn't even matter because that place was not the greatest. But we went down to the hospital and it was like a 10-minute drive from where we were. And my gynecologist was like, yeah, so I got to check out. So yeah, your contractions are going to get worse because they had to give me Pitocin to get my contractions going. I went from 0 to 1,000 real quick. Okay. My contractions were so intense in 30 minutes. And Pitocin is going to be unnatural. So there wasn't a slow progression. It was just from nothing to, oh my God, I feel everything. My whole body felt like it was going numb from the amount of pain of this chemical being injected into my body. And I was just like, this is not real life right now. So we're there and my gynecologist is like, yeah, it's going to get worse. See you later. Huh? You're leaving? You're not even going to be here with me? Okay, fine. Cool. So my husband and I are in the room. I'm going through contractions and I was trying to put off the epidural as much as possible because I did not want to do it. I had a whole plan in my head. I was like, I'm going to do this au naturel. I don't want anything in my back. I don't want to look at that needle. Absolutely not. And then all of a sudden, 7 hours in, I started getting nauseous and I couldn't keep anything down. And I was like, I got to get this epidural. But I had told my husband, under no circumstances am I going to get an epidural. Okay. Hear me when I'm going to do this all natural. And then he's like, but you said you didn't want it. I was like, I need the epidural. I was like, if you don't want to pay the insurance $20,000 to slice me open, sir, I need the epidural now. So 7 hours in, I get the epidural because he finally was like, all right, fine, we'll do the epidural. And at that point, it just felt like I was just I couldn't even rationalize at that point. Because I felt like I was in a whole other universe. I don't know if ladies, if you've gone through this, you know that feeling of like this intense pain. And again, like I think if I would have worked up to it, it would have been better. But because of the circumstances and because now it became an emergency, because of like the meconium in my fluid, like now all of a sudden I have to like experience this intense pain so quickly. So there was no gradual buildup. So the doctor comes, well, the epidural specialist. I apologize to all of the medical people out there. I don't have the name precisely for the person. We'll just call it the epidural specialist. Comes in and I look at that needle and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to pass out right now. Like, I cannot even imagine what this is right now. Like, no. So then I was like, fine. So I was just like, Lord, Mary and Joseph, Jesus, praying in every language I could think of. Okay. I was like, please let it just be all right. And I had to stay super still. So I was like literally just praying to the heavens that the epidural would go in okay and that I wasn't going to have any complications because, if you're going through a really intense contraction getting that, you're going to jolt. That doesn't sound like a really fancy thing or a really fun thing that you want to do, to get like this giant needle in your spine and you jolt. Absolutely not. So I go in and I pray and I'm like, I'm calm. And then all of a sudden I get the epidural, everything is fine. The pain starts to subside and everything is fine. So we're chilling. And now it's around, the time that I'm about to push because, the good thing about it is that once you have like a situation like that where you have like a high risk kind of pregnancy, or not really high risk, but like if your meconium is in your fluid, like all of a sudden, like no one can touch you. Meaning all of the doctors that are gonna up and coming doctors can't come and check your dilation, okay? Because that was a thing. They warned us that about that in the prenatal class. They were like, look, you have to advocate for yourself and be like, hey, I don't want to get measured. Okay. I don't want you up in my hoo-ha, right? In my most vulnerable position, sir, ma'am, whoever it is. I don't want that. So that was fine. So no one could touch me, which was great because I was like, listen, the New York is going to come out. Okay. Like, I'm going to have to throw them bowls immediately. Like, if someone's going to come in and be like, absolutely not, sir. I know you want to study, but I am not your test subject. Gracias. So I'm chilling and then I give birth. I push this beautiful baby out in 30 minutes. And we have like I have a whole team of people. It was like, listen, it was this doctor, the baby's doctor, a whole team of students, this, that, and the third. It was like 13 people in that room watching my hoo-ha and this baby coming out. This baby comes out, thank God, normal, okay. Someone snatched my placenta, put it in a blue black bag, and cut my umbilical cord. Don't know where my organs are, probably somewhere in the black market, honey. I don't know. Everything was fine. And I still have questions about that, but I connect with my baby and it was like the most euphoric feeling because I was like, oh my gosh, this just happened. I can't, like, it felt so surreal. My husband is like doing, chest to chest at first, and it was the cutest thing. And then I get to be with her. And at the time, the hospital was like, all right, so your husband has to go home now. And I had to share a room with another mom who had a C-section and had her baby there. And I was just like, oh my God, this baby that was in my body is now out in the universe, now with germs in a hospital, with this other person that I don't know, with her baby. Like, I'm alone and I'm tired. I can't sleep because my baby is awake. And at this point, we went to the hospital at 11 p.m. So now it's like the next day. Okay. It was like a 12-hour process. I hadn't slept at all. And I was just like, huh? I'm hungry. I just want to eat something. I have this newborn. I didn't even know what to even think. Like, it's such a surreal experience. So when I went home finally from the hospital is when reality hit. And granted, the nurses were as great as they could be. I had one nurse that wasn't so great, and I understand her now. I mean, I had to use the restroom while I was having contractions, and she's like, "You can't stay in there. You got to get out." And I respect that, and I totally understand. Um, but for the most part, the nurses were wonderful, and they were just great. I mean, I had a great experience regardless. But then now we were on our own, and a part of me wanted to kind of like have that moment for my husband and I, because we were like, this is our baby, right? Like, we chose to bring her into this world. Like, I want this for us. But I felt like I was like in another universe, in another planet. Something felt off. And I don't know if it was because I couldn't rationalize that this was my life now, and that in a blink of an eye, everything happened so quickly, and that it wasn't quiet anymore. Now there's a baby, a screaming baby. I'm hungry, like, I get it, kid, like, I'm trying, like, my boobs are trying. They were like totally swollen. And I was also somebody that was like, I don't want to give her formula. I wanted to give her breast milk. And, I had learned about the latching process, and like the nurses tried, but you don't really know, right? Like, you don't really know. And it felt like she was feeding, but I didn't know. Okay. So for all the new moms out there who feel anything, and for moms in general, if you felt any guilt about your baby not being able to latch on because I didn't know that, depending on your nips, if they're flat, if they protrude out, like, there's the anatomy and everything that goes into breastfeeding. It's a whole thing, you guys. Nobody talks about this. I learned a lot about this in prenatal care, the class that I took. Okay. The class that I was grateful to take. Thank God that I paid for that. Again, we'll get to that part in a second. And I learned that. And then it's like, I go home, I have my pump that thankfully the insurance paid for and covered. And, I'm pumping to kind of get things flowing, and nothing's coming out. So, I had my in laws who, thank God, and also my mom, there are remedies that people from different cultures have for a woman after postpartum, which we don't really have here in America. Like, in Asian culture, you have to drink like a specific type of soup that has like all of these different like herbs and things like that to help the body and the blood kind of get cleansed and kind of get back to normal. And in Latin culture, especially in Ecuador, because my mom's Ecuadorian, um, we would have like, she would make me like these big jars of like blended up oats and apples to help with like my breast milk. And since I baked, I was looking up, how to make fenugreek chocolate chip cookies or something to like help stimulate my milk. But there aren't there isn't a lot of information here unless you pay for it, like a doula or someone to help you through the recovery process. So a lot of it is like you just get out of surgery or get out of like, this traumatic experience, and there isn't anyone to kind of like be like, hey, you're going to be fine, because it doesn't feel fine. My hoo-ha hurts. Thankfully I didn't rip all the way, and, TMI for that. Sorry, guys. But, there was a doctor that did a very nice job patching me up, and he was very handsome. No disrespect. Okay. That I was like, please, yes, sir. You can handle that. Keep me nice and how I was. Okay. Thank you very much. TMI. But, that was fine. But, like, you're recovering. So it just felt like just an experience. Like, I mean, how do you know how to handle an experience you're not used to or that you've never experienced? What do you do in that situation? Then on top of that, the immense pressure that it's the expectation that you should know what you're doing. Huh? I don't know what I'm doing. This beautiful baby is relying on me for everything, and I have no idea what to do. And then, if you ask the in laws and everyone else, oh, it's fine. You'll figure it out. Have you met me? I kind of like to know what the hell I'm doing. I kind of like to know that, like, at least give me some guardrails here. It felt like there was nothing. And because of that, it put a lot of pressure on my marriage. I was so upset and I was so hard on myself. I was like, I got an epidural. Why did I do that? I Granted, it was like epidural or C-section. To me, it was like epidural was the clear choice because a C-section, you got to recover even longer. And I didn't want to do that. If I had the choice to give birth, you know, I have to, for the YouTube purposes, the quote unquote normal way, I was going to take that choice first over a C-section because I was like, I can't imagine being split open and then having to heal from that injury or that surgery. It just felt like so overwhelming. And, to everyone who has gone through a C-section, God bless you. God bless you. So not only do you come out of that situation, whether it's a C-section or if you give birth, quote unquote, naturally, it's like it's a whirlwind of emotions. You just had a living thing in your body and now it's gone. So now you feel empty. And maybe I'm a sensitive soul and that's why I took it more personally. Maybe it's my moon in Cancer. I don't know, but it really messed me up. It messed me up. I didn't want to share my baby. Selfishly, I didn't. I did not want to share my baby. I didn't want people like touching her. I was like, that's my baby. Like I felt so possessive of my baby. Like I felt so happy feeling her, growing her and protecting her that now I felt like she's out. And now everyone can have access to her to some level and not by every, you know what I mean? It's not like, I'm going to give my baby to just about anybody, but you know what I mean? Like now she's in the real world. And that started to mess with my head. And then the struggle, the first few weeks were hard. It was so hard. I couldn't I couldn't bring myself back down to reality. I couldn't enjoy the moments. I was tired. I was not functioning. I didn't know what was wrong with me that I couldn't connect with my baby. I loved her, but I couldn't feel anything. And I didn't know why because I couldn't in my mind understand how I loved my pregnancy every single second, even my first trimester, which was so hard. I couldn't go in a car without feeling nauseous, without wanting to throw up. But I loved every second of it. I felt like the most beautiful woman that ever existed. No one could tell me nothing. I'm like, you got drama? I'm growing a foot. Leave me alone. All right. Like, you got problems with your man? I don't care. My baby's brain is developing. I can't help you. Okay. I could not deal. So at this point, it felt like I didn't even know how to communicate with my husband because I know for him, he probably was like, well, don't you have a switch that goes on that now you know what to do as a mom? No, sir, I don't. Do you have a switch that goes off that makes you know what to do as a man, as a dad? Well, ladies and gentlemen, maybe a one gentleman watching. My husband has written, I asked him if he was comfortable sharing his experience, like I mentioned earlier, and I'm going to read that right now because I do think that it's important to not only give voices to the moms who go through things, but also to the dads. And I am not a man. I cannot speak on behalf of a man or on my husband's experience. So I feel very grateful that he wanted to say what he wanted to say. But before we get there, Renee, I love you. Prayers up to Renee. Prayers up also to Miss Patricia. I hope you feel better. We love you. I thank you so much for being here. And, Miss Patricia, you have my love and my prayers for you as well. Cause I know, like, look, our ladies are going through their things and prayer is very important. Prayer is paramount. It helps. So prayers up for Miss Renee and Miss Patricia and to anyone else going through anything. I send you my love and my prayers as well. So let's go ahead and read what my husband had sent me. And I didn't read this thoroughly. I kind of took a little bit of a peek, but I figured let me just read it with all of you. So I was like, email it to me. He's like, fine. And the email is postpartum reflection. I might cry. So I'm just letting you know ahead of time. Okay. I might cry. Ladies cry. Women have emotions. We're just wired with that. So I don't want to hear, oh, women, you are so sad. Yes. Thank God. Thank God I have feelings. Okay. And if you're not crying, then I don't know. Take it up with the Lord, honey. Okay. Anyway, he says, and this is a little bit long. So just be patient with me as I go through this. Um, And oh, Miss 808, how are you, my love? She isn't, I don't think she's in here, but I know she's going through her thing and I just wanted to like just give her my love and my prayers as well. So my husband says, life certainly has a way of putting trials and tribulations in front of us, often at times where it feels unfair. Let me start by saying that my wife had a wonderful pregnancy. To this day, she remembers that part of her life fondly. She loved being pregnant. See, I told you it's coming from my Asian Federation, honey. Yes, he knows. I loved being pregnant, okay? She loves being pregnant, and from my view, it really brought her joy and it made our relationship stronger. We did everything you could think of that a normal couple would as they prepared for their first child up until the day our daughter was ready to come out. Fast forward, my wife gave birth to our daughter and everything changed. My recollection of this dark period of our lives is spotty, as it was really traumatic. So please treat the following as more of a personal brain dump. I can't even read this because I'm like also anxious. Like, I'm not gonna lie, you guys, be patient with me. But I know he wouldn't say anything that I wouldn't say myself. So it's not even that. It's just more like for him to do this is a lot, and he's a very private person. So for him to do this for me is a blessing, and I thank him and I love him for it. But okay, so what I've learned from having a baby is that no amount of prep work before birth can prepare you for what you will deal with after. Again, I remind you that my wife had a wonderful, almost flawless pregnancy with very little hiccups. But when I tell you that the first weeks, months, and even were um months or sorry, but when I tell you that the first weeks and months were some of the darkest times of my life, I am not exaggerating. Like that breaks my heart. Sorry. I want to start by acknowledging that as a man, I can never truly understand what a woman's body goes through postpartum. When I saw my wife struggling during the first few days of having our daughter, I convinced myself that it was all normal and that this is just a short phase. In hindsight, it wasn't that simple. I did everything I could to set up to be the partner that my wife needed, and more importantly at the time, a good father for my newborn. I told myself that I had to be hyper vigilant. Every single time my wife struggled, I was immediately there to see if I could help in some way to ease her burden or just straight up take up the task from her so that I can shoulder the burden myself. Sometimes it worked, but a lot of times it didn't. Seeing her struggle left me feeling helpless and hopeless. The postpartum struggle got to the point where I essentially became both mom and dad. While my wife struggled, I raised my child in what often felt like a bubble. I needed to make sure that despite all of this, my beautiful soul of a daughter had nothing to do with it. None of it was her fault. She deserved to have loving parents. She deserved kindness and joy. I needed her to know that she is the best thing that has happened to me and that I will always love her and be her guardian. Sorry, you guys. I need a second. Okay. What people do not talk about is the ambivalence, the constant battle with oneself. Did we really sign up for this? Is this really normal? What the hell am I doing wrong here? My wife is in shambles. She's upset at our child. She's upset at me. There is no winning. It feels like we are constantly arguing. The lack of sleep, the crying, the anger. I'm doing my best, right? Maybe not. There's still more I can do. Keep fighting. Do not give up. Not on your wife, and especially not on your child. Do what's right by them. You have to, no matter what. Do not give in to the darkness. Those are just some of the examples that went on in my brain. Now multiply that by the magnitudes because it went on anytime I was not asleep, and sleep was not abundant. The glimmers of hope were short lived, and the darkness came in constant waves. I really tried. I tried my absolute best to devote my life force to my wife and child, all while working a full-time job and being the breadwinner. But I would be lying to you if I told you that there was no resentment. You start having thoughts like, why are you like this? I know deep down this isn't my wife's fault. The hormones, the way your mind and your perspective changes due to lack of sleep, constant baby crying, and other forces. Was it the baby's fault? No, she's just a pure, innocent soul who came to this life not by choice. So was it my fault then? Did I deserve this? So whose fault is it? We try to find someone or something to blame because our mind's way of trying to make sense of it's our mind's way of trying to make sense of trauma. But the truth is that's just life. When you least expect it, these moments in life can change everything. Back to present day, a lot of that time of my life is a blur now. I remember strong mixed feelings when I try to recall memories. On one hand, I got to raise my beautiful daughter and ensure she was happy. On the other hand, I did that while my family dynamic was falling apart. These days, I try to live in the present. I look at my daughter now and find solace in knowing she turned out to be such a happy, wonderful kid that I am so proud of, and that she was shielded from so much of this, as all of this happened before her memory really kicked in. I am just thankful that by the grace of God, the ancestors, and the universe, that in the end, my wife and I were able to pass these trials and tribulations separately, and we're here today to talk about it, stronger than ever. I hope that when our daughter gets older, that she will be proud of her dad for what he did for her mom and for her during that time. Postpartum depression is not a joke, and without a solid foundation at home, it can destroy them. Humbly, a father and a husband. You know, my husband and I never really talked about that time. 'Cause I think he didn't want to hurt my feelings or make me feel even more guilty. But I'm so grateful that he was able to share that because maybe that'll bring some comfort to some of the dads and moms out there. Not only is my husband Asian, he's a man. And, men are taught to not really, especially Asian men, and I can only speak from that experience, to kind of keep all your emotions inside. It's unmanly to speak about your feelings. You just have to put your head down and keep grinding. But I think that it's important to bring not only awareness to what moms go through, but also to what dads go through. And I'm so grateful that he wrote this up for me today. It just came randomly. It was just like, hey, would you mind sharing this? Because we've had conversations about it, but we don't really try to focus on the past. But I do think that it's important to heal that. Even if we have moved on from it, it's important to heal it. And I'm just so grateful that I got to hear it and to see that from his perspective, because while I was drowning, he felt like he was drowning too. But he stepped up to be an incredible father and a husband. And I think when I looked at these cases, if it is true that Patrick was having
an affair if Hayden couldn't relate to her fiance and they had issues. It breaks my heart for everyone because who suffers is the child in the end. And I'm very blessed and I'm very lucky that my husband stepped up to be the man and father that he was supposed to be and that he chose to be. He chose that. And it's important to level up and put those men out there to be like, this is your example. This is what you're supposed to do. This is what it means to be a partner, to be a husband, to be a father. That despite you not knowing what's going on, you do the right thing by your family. You're not going to find that in another person. You're not going to find that anywhere else. Because, if my switch is supposed to go off that I'm supposed to know what to do as a mom, where's the switch for you to know what to do as a man? Where's the switch for us to do what's right for the family? And I think in a lot of these cases in modern society, postpartum is deeper because there is a disconnect between this lack of information, this lack of compassion and understanding of this life change. People don't take it seriously. Having children changes your life. It chemically messes with you. It messed with me. You heard it through my husband's words. Our family was falling apart because we didn't know what was going on. So I bring this back to now our systems that are in place. Back in the day, everyone used to have it was easy to get a doula. It was easy to get someone to kind of pass down generationally the traditions to be able to have your family functioning properly. All of those services now have become services and are all monetized. All of it. You want a doula, you got to pay at least $2,000-$3,000 for one. And that was then, 2018. I can't imagine what it is now. And it's not to say that you can't make it into a business. Of course you can. But there are so many things that now have become monetized. You want to get a good therapist, you got to pay for it. Not everyone has the resources for these things. So you have a lot of families struggling because not only are we not informed on how to deal with this stuff, we have a lot of information overload. And earlier this week, I had shared the cry it out method that was developed by a male doctor in the late 1800s. I'm not going to try to say his name, okay? I'm terrible at that. And how counterintuitive it felt applying that method in my own family. So it's like everyone has an opinion, a recommendation, but all of us are built different. All of our family needs are different. All of our financial circumstances are different. So then how do we try to help, try to be there for those that are struggling? It just feels like there aren't enough resources. There are, but there aren't. We're heard, but we're not heard. Why does it feel like it's intentional? That's what it feels like to me. And I could be wrong. But becoming parents is a serious thing. Being a parent is a real responsibility that not many really understand. Your iPad, your iPhone is not going to raise your baby and your child the way that you want it. But then do I blame the parents? No. The parents are working, they're tired. They come home, they leave their kids in daycare, they come home, they're tired, they got to make food, they got to go through this whole rat race just to survive. But then at what cost, right? I was fortunate that I didn't have to work. That basically, I thought about it. I was like, all right, well, my old job that I had left was like, we'll pay you a really good salary. You have to come in full time. But then I'm like, my salary is going to end up paying for the daycare. So then what's the point? I'm paying for my daughter to just be in daycare at this point and maybe have a little extra cash so that 2 times out of the year I can go on vacation with my family because that's what we can afford. I'm still struggling. I don't think leaving my baby is going to help that. Is this baby blues? I don't know. It feels deeper than that. And I'll be honest. I may not have experienced, obviously, what Lindsay was going through at all. But there was a point in my mind where I was like, I could end it all right here. I could, because I'm failing and I can't do this. And I don't want to fail her. Motherhood is different for all of us. It is. And I did not expect for most of this stream to be very emotional, but it's like, oddly enough, being honest about this process and knowing that there are people who might come across this one day and be like, I hear you, girl, and I'm going through it. Thank you for saying that. This is why I do it. Because we need more voices to be real. This obviously isn't therapy or legal advice. But you know what? It might just be for somebody to just help them understand that, you know what? This might be a part of your process and you'll be okay. Hang in there. But honestly, I would not have gone through my depression successfully if it wasn't for my husband being the solid man that he is, period. Because even though I didn't know what the hell I was doing or what was going on, that man stepped up to the plate and did right by me and his daughter, period. And I know that that's not the case for many people because our society has conditioned people and relationships and has designated certain roles that it's like mothers are supposed to just know what to do when the baby comes and the dad can just go off and everything, she comes home and everything is fine. No, that's not always the case for many people. The stresses of society and work and all of this, the things that are going on, being able to put food on the table, that causes immense stress. When I was looking for daycare at the time before I decided that I was just going to sacrifice working again to stay home with my daughter and to do all of this, because it was what felt right to us, that despite the fact that I was not in the right headspace, oddly enough, thank you for the pandemic because it forced us to be home. And I learned to heal through that. And I have not missed one thing. And I am so grateful for that. I have watched every single milestone. I have watched my daughter build a beautiful relationship with her dad. And my marriage thankfully survived. that was a blessing, and that is a blessing, and I thank God every day for that. Because we are young and we don't have, like, against all the odds of society and temptations, we made it through. And I just can't help but feel immense empathy for those who don't have that. And that's why these cases bring up that larger conversation of, like, how do we help new parents, parents now? How do we get support to people? I know there aren't a lot of resources, but where is the community? Where are the people coming together to help? Where is that? It feels like it's so far and in between. And sometimes you do have that, right? Like, to my understanding, Lindsay had all of that, but she still felt so alone and so isolated. It's so complex and it's so different for all of us. I don't know. But I do think that, like, you know, relationships have become, like, couples that have stayed together nowadays. It's like, it's so rare now. Has society made us think that, like, we're just a swipe to something better? That once you become a mom, you lose your value to some level, like, you're not as desirable anymore. You have certain expectations that you can't, you have to conduct yourself a certain way. So that means, like, you lose a little bit of your zest for life because you have to conform to what a mother is. And granted, look, being belligerent is different than, being youthful and having fun and going out, for a girls' night. I think that that's acceptable and it's okay, you know? But it just feels like we have a lot of people telling us what we should and shouldn't do, how we should and shouldn't feel, what the expectations are, but we forgot to listen to ourselves. So cry it out respectfully to that doctor who brought it to the surface, a male doctor who decided that this was the best way for a baby to self soothe. My baby needed me. It felt unnatural for me to leave her crying. I could not do that to her. I was not sleeping. Even in my mind of not being able to see things clearly at the time, that stood out 1000%. She's crying for me. I need to hold her. I need to make sure that she's okay. This isn't like put the baby in the bassinet and it sleeps soundly. And if you had that experience with your baby, God bless. Okay. God bless if that was your experience. It certainly was not that for us. My baby was colicky. She was hungry. I couldn't feed her. I felt so guilty giving her formula, even though it was like the organic stuff. But, you try to do the best that you can for your babies and for your kids. And it's like, you know, even that, like, this unnatural thing, like, I don't know. It's just, there's so much information overload. I feel like we have just, as a society, there has to be a change. There has to be. If you choose to procreate with someone, you will be tested in your relationship once you have children. I mean, even if you like move in together and you like have a pet, the pet is the first way, right? But each person, both father and mother, have responsibility to take care of each other because now you are a family. Just because a woman gives birth doesn't mean that everything falls on her shoulders. Not all of us have that switch that goes on that we know what to do. Not all of us grew up with that. What about people who didn't have both their parents at home, or one not there, or the other? Not everybody has that. It's not an automatic thing, in my opinion, from my experience. The same way I made poor choices in men up until I met my husband is because I didn't have a dad at home, but he passed. It's not his fault, but I didn't have a male role model in my life to know how to be around men. And also, my mom lost her husband and she wasn't in her right state either. Like, I get that. So then becoming a parent with all of these things around me growing up, I'm like, first of all, I didn't even want to become a parent. I'll be straight up honest. I was like, oh, I'm pregnant. Oh, well, that was quick. Like, honey, one and done. Okay. Listen. And I was blessed, and I'm very blessed for that. But to say we were tested, honey, we were tested. And I have immense empathy. But how do we heal that in all of our circumstances? In my opinion, it's we need to have more conversations. There has been too much of a separation between the sexes. It's been like mothers and moms and women should do this, men and this one has to do that. No, it's an integration of both. It's an ebb and flow. It's the yin and yang. They both need to coexist together in harmony. That's real partnership. And that's the foundation. That's your network. So that when a baby comes in, it's like, this is your unit. Like, honey, you look exhausted. I'm going to make you a meal. Go take a nap. I got the baby. It's working together. In my opinion, sometimes that takes time, but it requires a lot of patience. And in a world where everything is so instant gratification, we've lost touch with each other. People don't nurture relationships the same way anymore. Is it intentional? In my opinion, yes. No one works through things anymore. Everything is like, it's making me uncomfortable. Therefore, get rid of it. I can always swipe left for the next best option. You're not making me happy. I'm sorry. It's not anyone else's responsibility except for yours. And if the relationship is not working, honey, then it's not working. You figure it out. The same way that, women are just told, hey, figure it out. Well, sir, you're going to have to also figure it out too, because you know what? You are 50% of this baby. And I think a lot of this too, why I get so like, I'm not going to lie, like a part of me, like I'm listening to different people give their opinions and share their opinions from the male perspective. And it's like, well, how could a woman do that to her kids? Well, I mean, the same thing could be said about how a lot of men abandon their babies. No disrespect. And just leave the responsibility on the mom. It's so easy, right? It's so easy. If you choose to bring children onto this earth, it is both your responsibility to do right by each other for that baby, period. period. Through the ups and the downs. And I can say it as someone who thankfully was blessed with a man that saw that before I did. He understood the importance of that. And I'm grateful to him for that. Because that, ladies and gentlemen, is a real man. And I am going to celebrate that and give him his flowers and the garden and the estate. Because those things are important to recognize and to honor. Those are the examples. And maybe people before having children would think about, like, are we equipping people with, you know, my mom told me, like, when I was when we were thinking about having kids, she's like, well, did you get your blood tested? I'm like, for what? She's like, to make sure your blood is compatible. And I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, you have to go make sure that your blood is compatible before you have kids. And that was a thing that doctors used to screen for before. They don't do that anymore. We get a genetic test after the seed has been planted to make sure there aren't any issues. But I didn't think about that. That wasn't something that was going through my mind. A blood test before I have kids? Yeah, it's a real thing. And people don't talk about that. Not anymore. Just feels like everything has been sterilized. Like you go to a doctor, you're expected to fit certain boxes. Then you get certain, medication, etc. Like you fit certain criteria, and it's like after the fact. Like imagine if your blood types weren't compatible to begin with, and you get pregnant, and now your family is faced with a decision whether or not to keep that child or not because they might have inherited some type of disease or whatever the case may be. Like what we've just like everything becomes monetary. Everything. Things that should make sense, that should be normal, that should be included becomes an extra additional cost. So that's why I'm like, is this all intentional? If in fact our birth rates have declined, it's because there isn't enough education on what it means to be a parent, the responsibilities for both mom and dad's, prenatal care, to make sure that you're compatible so that you don't have any genetic issues that could present problems for you later. There is like, it's like, I feel like when I go to the doctors, it's like I'm talking to a robot. Everything just feels sterile and dry and just like, give me your money. There isn't this excitement around having a family because now we have stories in the news circulating. Like, if you think about this Lindsay Clancy case and even Hayden's passing, two issues with postpartum depression. I don't think that younger people watching this are going to be very excited to want to have children if the systems are failing them, because that's a risk that maybe they don't want to take. Do I blame them? No, I don't. For the collective of younger people coming up, why have marriage if half of the time they get divorced? Why have children if I have a risk of potentially like having psychosis? We have to start really looking at the root of what this problem is. It's much deeper than that. It's much deeper than just the surface. And I don't have all the answers to that. I don't know a lot of things. I'll be the first to admit that. I don't know anything, really. I mean, I know the very little that I do know from the research that I'm interested in, but there's just so many layers to this stuff. But I'm just more inclined to believe that, like, is this all on purpose? To be honest, I didn't want to have another baby after my first because I was like, I don't want to go through that again. I don't want to feel alone. I don't want to call the hotline and then feel embarrassed that I'm going there because I can't believe that I didn't get it right the first time and that something is wrong with me. I didn't want to be a problem. I didn't want to be in the system as somebody who experienced that because what if that's going to be exploited later in some way? I don't know. It's the same reason doctors that ask you for your history. It's like, no, why don't you run the panel and tell me what my history is? Isn't there enough technology already to tell you what that is? Like, I don't know. But these two stories, and again, I don't want to comment on that case because to be honest, I have not had the capacity to watch it except for one part of the case with the psychiatrist. I don't remember her name. Terry will know, but I'm just like, are the doctors like are these NPCs? You guys, are we like mental health? Yes, I'm so happy that there's awareness around mental health, but it's like people are in these professions, not all, but a percentage. Obviously, when there's something good, there always has to be something, some people who take advantage of it, right? Or who exploit it. That I'm like, you didn't take notes? You didn't do your job? Why don't you have this documented? When there's children involved in this, and that if there's a likeliness that someone might potentially cause harm, why aren't you documenting these things? Am I like bugging here? What's happening? That's why I feel like everything just feels sterile. It's like, and sterile may not be the correct word, and I apologize, but it just feels so like blah. Like there's no care, there's no humanity in any of it. It just feels like if you don't check these boxes, then I don't know what box to check for your insurance to bill you for it later. Well, human beings are complex, honey. Like all of us may, all moms go through different experiences. Some have great pregnancies, some have terrible pregnancies, but have great postpartum experiences, and some don't. Some have complications with X, Y, Z. Some have cultural issues. Some have religious things. There's so many intricacies that like a one size fits all just doesn't work. Period. But then you have these professionals who go to school to study a manual, and then it's like they just regurgitate what they read. But they're also not doing the proper due diligence and the actual like job that they've been assigned. Am I crazy? Like, am I crazy for for noticing that just it just feels off? Something's off. Something has to be off, you guys. Something's off. And I don't know. It's like I'll share one thing, like, my daughter got, her first of all, look, she's a little kid. Nowadays, some practitioners, some doctors are trying to get like full blood screenings for children. It used to be like you were like 12, 13 when you got that. Now the age in my area is like 8, even younger than that. Why are we doing this? For what? Am I blind to like something that I don't know? Like what is, and again, this is just forgive my ignorance. I'm still technically a new parent every single day. I've never had this experience of having a newborn to now an 8-year-old. I don't know. It's new for me every day. And I'm like, why does this doctor, like, she wanted a full panel for my daughter at like 5. My daughter was completely traumatized from that experience. I'm traumatized from that. I don't even want to take her to do any type of stuff like that because there isn't anything in her history that is alarming for such a drastic screening. Unless, like Terry just said, money is involved, which again, I cannot say, confirm, deny. I don't know. I am new to this. I'm just asking questions. And then it's like, if you don't do it, then you can't come here. Huh? So you're going to deny me care because I don't want to do this for my child, which doesn't seem necessary because she doesn't have anything going on according to her history. Am I crazy here to think that that just seems a little weird? Like, please correct me if I'm wrong. My child is not a guinea pig and neither am I. You want to fill your pockets, if let's say that's the case, go get something else going on with your life. Not my child's blood, okay? Not my child's screening and panel to further traumatize her. It seems absurd to me. There's so much distrust in all of these systems. And then it makes you wonder because there's a lot of people who have their opinions about this case and that potentially people are looking at Patrick and would you believe that? I talk about certain situations and then I get kicked off of my own stream. Listen, listen, honey, these people act like, listen, fine. You got that one, but I'm not going to stop talking about it because it is true. Something's off and people are noticing it. And people are becoming more aware to ask questions. And it's because of the distrust in all of these systems and the lack of actual help in all of these things. You do have people questioning, could it have been her husband involved? There has been so much corruption that now it's like we're all like, could it be this? Could it be that? We're all questioning because nothing is done properly. Investigations are not done properly. Our medical system just treats us like we're like animals. I mean, we are mammals, but still, like it's like, like we're just like a part of a chain to feed a system that's much larger than us. And it's like, but then we have real people suffering. We have lives that have been lost because of it. Something is off and we don't know where to start to help fix it. So do we just let the whole system fall apart? I don't know. I don't have the answer to that. But I can't blame people for thinking the way that they do, knowing that there has been so much mistrust everywhere. Everywhere. There's mistrust in our food system. There's mistrust in our medical. There's mistrust in our authority. There's mistrust in our laws. There's mistrust in our systems that are built on trust, banking, jobs. Everything is falling apart. And people are suffering the consequences of it who rely on it. People who have a difference of opinion get silenced. Mothers who are suffering get silenced. They don't get tended to. We've become so numb to the sensitivity behind some of these things. Like, no disrespect to anybody. I don't want to hear the details of what happened to those children. I don't want to normalize that. It's not normal. It's not normal to see this much violence, this much crime. It's not. Not through movies, not through video games, not through having conversations online, not through true crime, not through any of that. It's not normal. It's not normal to have your insurance company now removing, you're paying more for less. More for less. That's the new trend now. And we all oblige like nothing. We don't question. And then when you do have the resources, you still get ignored. So what is the solution? What is the solution here? There are people that are suffering every day have medical conditions, are going through all of these things. What is the system doing to help people? But instead, they're stressing people out even more. To the point where now we have a Lindsay Clancy on trial because it's like nobody heard her. Nobody listened. She went through all the avenues. And I'm not disputing the fact that if she admitted it and she said it, I'm taking it for face value for now because that's just what is being told to us. We weren't there. Nobody was there. However, if people want to speculate that it could be this one, it could be the other, I don't blame them either. I don't blame anybody for questioning, could it be anything else? Because at this point, will it surprise any of us? It's frightening what's happening. And is this chaos that's ensuing with like our systems falling apart for more stringent systems to be built around it? I don't know. But everything is connected. Everything. All of it. Lindsay Clancy is one of many. Hayden, a celebrity, is one of many. The one commonality we all have is that motherhood is different for all of us, and it is challenging in the world that we live in, where it feels like you have to pay to be seen, you have to pay to be heard, you have to have the right status, the right people around you to be able to do that. And sometimes even when you do, it doesn't matter. Where's the compassion for people? And the crappy part is that then you also have people who exploit that, who exploit these systems, who take advantage. So it takes away the good that the systems do have. It takes away the good from the people who actually need it. Because people have felt so entitled to things now. So what do we do as a collective? What do we do as a society to make things better? How do we get, and especially in this topic for moms, how do we help moms who are struggling? Well, you share your stories to begin with so that people don't feel so alone. Because a lot of us grew up in circumstances that were out of our control. Maybe our parents were also in bad situations and they couldn't pass down anything else but surviving. And surviving meant sometimes trauma comes with it because they didn't have the tools. How do we help people? There are more of us than this big system. We just participate in it. We just keep participating in the same systems we complain about. So how do we fix that? In my opinion, again, it's having the conversations, it's people sharing their story, finding commonality in that way, and being able to like at least hear each other. Like you have to put nowadays every disclaimer, every trigger warning. I'm not a medical professional. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a therapist because of fear of like wanting to, like somebody potentially being like, I took your advice and now you're in legal issues. Or, it's like everything has to have some type of monetary gain attached to it. I hate that. Notice I am not putting anytime I talk about something very serious like this, I'm not putting my stuff and like I feel wrong even I feel wrong collecting anything from anybody. And it's no disrespect to anybody else. Everyone's free to do what they want to do. In my opinion, I just feel like I can't do that. If you're going to donate to anything, please donate to your local women's shelter, to your local, to help children, to help postpartum moms. Go buy a box of diapers on behalf of Chimmy Speaks through you, whatever the case may be, to a mom in need who needs that. We have to we have to figure out how to help in the ways that we can. And I do believe in the power of the people in being able to help people, to help those who are lost, who are not there. And it's why I take this platform so serious and wanting to at least be a voice of reason here, to impart some words of wisdom to even anyone who is my senior or anyone younger than me. Because you know what? We're all human beings, period. We're all experiencing a human life. We are all souls here. We're all souls here. And sometimes being a listening ear or having a platform to be able to share your experience will do wonders for someone who's suffering. I believe God is good like that. God will put this, God is the algorithm, honey. He will put this out there for the people that need to hear it. And hopefully that will give someone a little bit of inspiration to now take that to the next person and spread that. It's not about gatekeeping it or like, oh, I own the right. I don't care. Everything that I'm saying, someone else has said before. More people need to talk about it because it's what we share in common for those of us who have gone through a similar experience. We have a lot of moms suffering, a lot of marriages suffering, a lot of relationships suffering because people forgot how to hold each other down when it's hard. How to remember that when you choose that person to have a child with, or how to properly discern how to choose the right person to have a child with, then now automatically, yes, the world does become around your kid. Your child becomes the priority. And if as adults you can't figure it out, you figure out how to do what's right for your kids. And for all the husbands out there who think that there's somebody better and younger and prettier and skinnier after your wife gives birth, respectfully, you should love your woman even more because she delivered the biggest blessing you will ever have. You should love her even more because of that. You should hold her down even more because of that. You should respect her even more because of that. And that's just period. Help your fellow friends out who might be going through something. If you can, be of service to them. Do the right thing. It's not that hard. It's only hard when you make it that way. You think there's always going to be better? It's not. And you know what? God has a funny way of humbling that ass. Yup. Yes. Yes. Yep. So I don't know. But what I do know is there is not a one size fits all. It's not possible. So the only way that we're able to cater help and some type of assistance is through compassion and understanding. and working with people, helping people feel encouraged. And it starts at home. It starts at home. Stop listening to all of these other people who don't care about you. The only thing you can control is what's in your house. And for all of my beautiful people, like my mom has like her medical issues, and I'm like, I feel for her because it's like, she's dragged around the system too, and I hate to see it. It's why I'm like, motivated to like constantly take care of myself now, because I'm like, I don't want to be in that position when I'm older. I don't. Granted, I can do the best that I can with the circumstances that I have, but it's like I don't know if later down the line there's going to be an issue, God forbid. But like, like all we can do is just try to be better. And also, when people come to you and they're struggling, it takes immense courage to speak up. Listen, listen, listen to people and truly listen to what they're saying. Sometimes people just need to get it off their chest. They don't want, you know, an opinion or feedback. And I had to learn that because I'm a problem solver. And I'm always like, girl, listen, we got to work on these solutions. But sometimes people don't want that. People just want to be heard. Frank, what's up, Frank? I just looked at my chat right now. I didn't even realize my chat was off to the side. I just saw it here. What's up, Frank? Thank you so much for being here. Dímelo, Frank. And I appreciate you saying that because, my husband, like if you go back earlier into the stream, I shared what my husband had put together and his thoughts about my postpartum process and where his mind was at. And I think that, like, a part of why relationships struggle in this process is because we don't listen to each other, but we have these like conditioned expectations of one another. It's like there's pressure all around to do what's right according to what everyone else thinks versus what works for your family. And my husband, being Asian, is not someone who was brought up to talk about his feelings. So a lot of what he went through was in silence. His was like, I need to be there for my wife and my daughter because my daughter needs me right now. My wife is not functioning. And I say that not in a way to be like rude or disrespectful, but it's like, she's not here right now. I don't know what's going on with her, but I know I have to do what's right. And in Spanish, you're like, eso es ser hombre. That's a man. Y punto. That's a real man. And thank God for that. I thank God every day for him. And God bless you. I'm going to put this up over here for Frank. Yeah. And it takes an army and it takes a village to be able to do what's right for our families. It's going to look different for all of us, but it just starts with just having the understanding that sometimes all of us, like for my husband, sometimes I felt like I was deciphering code, trying to figure out how he was feeling. I'm like, I don't know what you want because I'm not a man. I don't understand. Santo Dios en el cielo. I don't understand. But men and women are different, and there's beauty in that. But it's learning how to speak each other's languages. And when we're going through something so life-changing like having children, it's being there for one another. That's so important. And supporting each other through that process, through that life experience is key there. I'm going to go into the chat and look at some of your comments. Kim says, talk to the kids in your neighborhood and you will find out the moms that are struggling and might need support. Always worked for my mom. Absolutely. And look, holidays are coming, you guys. Before you know it, it's 2027. Ultimately, a lot of us are trying to, we can always insulate and look at our own circumstances, but there are so many other people that are going through things that we can't even conceptualize because we've just been so conditioned to only worry about ourselves. And granted, that's fine. You can't save the world, but you can at least open up part of your abundance to those who don't have it. There is beauty in that, like there is something that's beautiful about that. Helping others who don't have what you've been blessed with, listening to moms. And I'm as a woman, I'll tell you right now, this is my path. I have a daughter, and I'll tell you another little side story. I was so disappointed when I found out that I was having a girl. Listen, if you know anything about Latinos and Asian people, it's like the boy is the boy, and that is the first. That is, you have, it's kind of like, like the monarchies. It's like, how dare you not have a son? And it's like, I was like, oh my God, I have disappointed all of the ancestors and everyone because I'm having a girl. Because boys are just put on a different pedestal in our cultures. And when I had my daughter, and then I realized why God blessed me with a healthy girl and what her purpose was for us, everything changed because that child was meant to break or to be free from all of the conditioning that came before her. And it was my job as well as my husband's job to do that. I like healed a lot of like my mother wound and the mother lineage through becoming a mom and to becoming a girl mom. And even with my husband, where especially in Asian culture, like girls are not prized at all. It's always the boys. They do say though in Asian culture that like if you have a girl that's like a wife from a past life, I'm like, listen, it kind of makes sense in a way, right? Like, and if the mom has a boy, it's a husband from a past life or something like that. I don't know the whole tea, okay? But I'm like, how beautiful is it to see my daughter and her dad have such a great relationship where they like play together, they do like he gets to still be like lighthearted and childlike because like they both like video games and that's where they bond. And it's like, I love to see that. It's so cute. It's like the cutest thing ever. So I'm just so grateful for that. Like that child, despite all of the conditioning, it was like I had to realize having a girl meant that I had to break the conditioning that how dare you have a girl and not a boy. Both boys and girls are special, everyone. Period. What's going on in the chat? Hi, Miss Ruthie, mi hermanita. How are you? Thank you for being here. Is Oxy? What's going on, Oxy? Oh my God! Can everybody? I can see Oxy. I could see Oxy. Frank, you had a girl too? Oh my God, you probably love her so much. Ay, Dios. Daddy's girl's a real thing. Oxy, what's going on, my love? Is it fixed already? I think, yeah, like, because I'm on StreamYard, so it's a little bit different for me. I can't see it from the YouTube app. Um, but let me know if everything is okay. Like, is everybody able to see Miss 809? When Miss 808 is on duty, she's Miss 809. Okay. Miss K. Jara, what's up? Oh, look how gorgeous you are.
Stop it. Oh my God. Miss K. Jara, she looks so fabulous. Yes. You go ahead, Queen. Yes. Go ahead, girl. Miss Oxy, what happened, my love? You know what? You're just too fabulous for YouTube. That's the problem. You're too fabulous for YouTube. Miss Christy, how are you, beautiful? Oh, so gorgeous. I can't. I cannot. Wait, so is every Miss Aunt BB is here? Stop it. Stop it. You guys, my daughter's sneaking to put away her Switch because it's time for bed. Yes, it's time for bed. Look at you, beautiful people. My gosh. Mi reina linda, santo Dios en el cielo. Para ahí, mujer. Ay. Sorry, you guys. I have to give my Latinos their love. You know what I'm saying? I love you guys so much. So, again, I apologize. I know my stream of consciousness, this stream was a little all over the place. It was very emotional. Because we feel, okay, people feel having emotions, crying is okay to do. And anyone who shames you for that is an NPC, in my opinion. Just kidding, okay? Like, listen, I don't know what in the NPC is going on with you, baby. It's just giving empty vessel, okay? Pero, like, I am grateful I can feel. And I am grateful that even if the feelings are emotional, like, it's important. It's important to feel. It's important to insert some humanity and compassion for others. And that, this gift of speech and being able to speak and be heard is not something I take lightly. And you know what? I know someone one day will be like, that hit. And even if it didn't, you might share it with someone. And it's just to get people to understand that there is strength and vulnerability, that these conversations are hard to have sometimes. But I think that although I don't necessarily agree with inclusivity for certain things, I do think that it's important to keep an open mind when we're having topics, like when we're discussing these topics, because a lot of people are just curious and unaware, and they're just trying to figure it out too. I don't believe that everybody has bad intentions when they look at a case, but and they're like, well, what if the husband did it? I get that. I understand why they think that way. I may not agree, or I may agree, but I think that it's just there is a level of curiosity, because it's like nothing should be surprising at this point. We're on the devil's playground. He's crafty, not that crafty, but there's some dark stuff going on, and we are seeing a lot of dark things happen in our world. So that's a real thing, you know? Oh my God, stop it. Oh my God, can I just tell you? I don't know if I've ever shared this, but I did a sweet 16 because I didn't want to do a quinceañera, because, the quinceañera is like, I mean, if y'all don't know a quinceañera, like, I can't even say it because it's just like such a like long word, but we go all out. Like, I'm talking about a ball gown, like, it's expensive, it's at a hall, like, it is, like, the most wait, Frank, it's your birthday? Happy birthday to you. Hey, happy birthday to you. Listen, happy birthday, Frank. Que Dios te bendiga, señor, period. Yes. But yeah, the quinceañeras are like a wedding. Yes. Listeners of interest, stop it. You already know. It's literally a wedding, you guys. It is so over the top. It is like nails done, hair done, everything did. You have to have a ball gown. It is like everybody is dressed to the nines. It's at a nice place. So I did a sweet 16 because, in high school, like, I went to an all-girl Catholic high school, and it was mostly Irish. Um, and there weren't that, like, people didn't really understand like a quinceañera. So I didn't go to many, but I did sweet 16 just to be like, the American. And let me tell you, I got a dress from Macy's for like $70. And it was like not even pink, it was purple, because of course I have to be a rebel.
I did not get my hair done. I just like left it kind of curly and it was kind of long at the time. I wore pink Pumas. I came out to No Doubts 16. And that was like my entrance into the world. Like such an artist, you guys. Like literally, like I could not, like my mom, and of course my mom like got a really nice restaurant. And I invited all of my high school friends and stuff. And I had a boyfriend at the time. Oh my God, stop. I don't want to talk about him. L. But it was so fun. I just had the best time. Um, do I talk to any of those people anymore? No, but it was nice. I mean, I think that, you do that because that's just the tradition, right? Like you let the young lady come into the world and like, you present your daughter to everybody. And that's just the tradition of Latino culture. Oh my God. Weird Fall River accent. Do you know how many times people have told me that? Everybody used to tell me that I look like that girl. I was like, stop it. She's so beautiful. Oh my God, what a compliment. Stop it. That's so funny. I used to like get that all the time. Oh my God. I used to get it all the time. People always say it all the time. Oh my God, Miss Elisa, I want to go to a bar mitzvah so bad because I know those are popping. Oh my God. Listen, anybody watch like Sweet 16 on MTV? Like, I feel like it's giving that. Like, it's over the top, out of control, like the most fun. Okay. Like, I want to go to a bar mitzvah or a bat mitzvah so bad. Ay, gracias. Oh my God, I can't even see her. Listen, she's so gorgeous. Say away. Listen, my mom's boss at the time when she won American Idol, I think it was American Idol, right? She was like, you look like that girl. And I looked at her like, huh? And then I had to see who she was. And I was like, oh my God, like my cousin, stop. My cousin Jordan, stop. What school did I go? I guess I can share it now. I mean, it doesn't matter. I think it's closed. Maybe. Let me look that up. Hold on. Before I tell you, let me see if this place is closed. Oh my God, is it closed? Because the archdiocese is, you know, they close a lot of schools. They closed my elementary school. And I was very, very sad. Oh, it's still open. Oh my God, it's still open. Oh my God, I'm looking at the uniform on the website and I cannot even deal. The lab, oh my God, the throwback right now. So I went to St. Vincent Ferrer on the Upper East Side. That was my number two choice because my first choice was Dominican Academy. Um, that was like the top all girl high school at the time. But I got into St. Vincent. I didn't get into Dominican Academy because their admission is like you have like they only accepted like 10 girls or like 12 girls a class, something like that. It was really hard to get into that school. But I got into St. Vincent rocking the green and white, and that's their church though. That church, it's a Gothic style church, is beautiful. Yes, you listen, Dominican Academy was tough to get into. It was that or what was it? Cabrini? Oh my God, no. Listen, I was not going to go to Cabrini. It was too close to my house. And my mom was like, you're going to go to school in Washington Heights? Absolutely not. Nope. No, senor. That's too close to home, senorita. Nope. You're going on the Upper East Side because I'm close to you with my job. Okay. You want to walk to my job after school? You come pick me up. All right. 20 blocks. Because she used to work. Actually, my mom my mom and I worked in the same building on the same floor. She left that job in her building in 2009. In 2015, no, 2014, I moved into that building on the same floor. Look at how God is. Who would have thought that I would be working in the same building on the same floor as my mom years later? I had no idea. And when it happened, I told my boss at the time, who I love that lady. Like, I look, that's one corporate job that I will forever be grateful for because those people were so encouraging. They were like, if you don't get a TV show right now, like they were just so awesome. They were always encouraging of all of my baking and stuff. But um and they actually, like, I went back when I was still pregnant, like, I was in the last part of my 3rd trimester, like, I think I was 8 months pregnant, and they had the girl who had who I had helped them find and replaced me left, and they needed to find someone, and they were like, "I know you're pregnant, do you wanna come and work for, like, 2 weeks to help us find somebody?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" Like, I didn't have a problem. So I went down there and I helped them find a new person, but they were like, "Do you want to come back? Please come back. Please come back now. We miss you. Come back immediately. Don't leave us again, please." So I had to leave though because I was like, "Listen, I'm going to be a stay-at-home parent and I'm happy with that decision." Um, but yeah, listen, what Frank, dime mucha, mira, coño, mira, dímelo. What you know about Cabrini? What was the other school, the other high school that was like that, that had that reputation, if you know what I mean? Listen, people talked a lot, okay? The hormones were hormoning, okay? That high school age is like and then you had brother schools. So like the brother schools will always wait outside for the girls when they came out of school. I'm like, listen, if y'all don't calm down, all the hormones are everywhere. Cabrini, oh my God, what was the name of the other school? I am, listen, I let that slip. I let that slip. I can't even. So, what was the other one? Cathedral. Yo, Cathedral girls. Cathedral girls were always trying to fight. I'm not even gonna lie, you guys. Like, Cathedral girls, Mamma mia, those girls were not a joke. They were like throwing them bows all the time. They were not playing around. Listen, but oh Lord, it is almost 10 o'clock. Hold on. Listen, Frank knows. Frank knows what's up. Oh, yes, Cathedral. Cathedral was crazy, you guys. You guys have no idea. You have no, if you didn't go to school in New York in high school, like all girl, all boy Catholic high school, that was like every school had its thing. And I'm sure, you've experienced it. If you did go through that experience, everyone in their own respective areas had, their own thing. But cathedral girls, they were not playing around. I didn't even put that in my admission. My mom was like, absolutely not. You are not going to cathedral. I don't care. Not Cabrini, not cathedral. Absolutely not. There was another school too that like closed down, but I don't know. Oh my gosh, I don't know. You guys, that was so funny. Oh my God, such a throwback. I can't even. I cannot even. I did have a nice, like, as much as there was like a hard period in high school, I think everyone kind of goes through that. You kind of try to find yourself and how you fit in. I was always very, like, I kind of got along with everybody. Like, I've always been like that. Like, it's very easy for me to talk to anyone. So it didn't matter if you were like part of like the scholars group, like, the girls were just like, they just were the smartest girls ever. And however you want to assume they look like, that's how it was. But like, I loved them the most because they were just so dope. Like, the coolest people ever, the kindest people. And they would help me like study when I got into AP classes. Like, they would help me with like, we would call each other and we would test each other. So it was just really fun to like have different experiences with different types of people. I hung out with like, the thug girls. Hung out with everybody, the hood girls, everybody, the rich girls. It didn't matter. Like, I was just cool with everybody, and it was a nice place to be. And it's only because I knew how to draw. So like everybody was like, "Do you want to draw my boyfriend's name and my name together? Thanks." And I was like, "Sure, fine." So fun. Oh my gosh. But you guys, I don't know if there's a flight this evening. I hope that there is. We are missing a Thursday, but it is Friday, so maybe there will be a Friday little recap slash, make up for lost time from yesterday. But I do want to thank you all for coming in today. We're at the 2 hour mark. I'm happy to actually take questions, or, if you guys want to keep chit chatting. I know that people enjoy the chat, so I don't mind just kind of hanging out for a little bit longer if you'd like that. You just let me know. But if you have questions, or if there's anything that you want to touch upon based on what we were talking about, let me know. I mean, I think that it's kind of like the postpartum talk is a difficult one with all of the cases that are happening and just the things in the news cycle that we hear about. And I hope that this doesn't discourage other generations and future generations from experiencing motherhood, because despite all of the challenges, like, I do understand when people are like, it's the best job you'll ever have to be a parent. I 1000% agree, because there were things that I missed out in my childhood that I get to see my daughter enjoy, and I get so much immense pleasure from it that I'm just like, girl, live your best life. I'm so happy that we can do this. Because once you separate the fact that, like, things couldn't have happened a certain way for you, like, that's okay. Like, if it wasn't for you, it doesn't mean that it's not for your child or for a future generation. Like, we always talk about the marigolds. P.S. The marigolds, I don't know what in the fertilizer happened, but out of nowhere, the last 2 weeks, my marigold went from like having only two little flowers to now having like 15. Like, it grew so much. I can't even, I cannot even fathom. I can't even, like, it's like the math is not mathing with how that happened. I just take it as a blessing that, like, my flowers are multiplying. So now I'm going to learn how to take the deadheads and be able to save the seeds for next year, so that I can continue to have more of the marigolds to plant for next year. Cause it's just like, it's been so abundant. Like, my little garden this year has been so abundant, so lush, so happy and healthy. And it's been just such a joy to be able to do it. Like, even with the circumstances that we're in, even though I had to hide the tomatoes, okay? El tomate, I had to hide it. I had to. Okay. The corporation does not agree with that. But listen, they just don't know about the ecosystems. I'm trying to warm them up. I'm trying to butter them up with the information. Okay. It's all about getting the information and doing what's right with it. You know what I mean? But what's going on with, oh, yes. So listen, you guys, Miss Lady Zelda is going to be live tomorrow at 7 p.m. Obviously, please follow her. Please go and subscribe to all of her channels. Give her all of the views, because she is fabulous and we love her. So obviously, Miss Patty, Terry, and Miss Captain Harris are all her mods. They are wonderful, and that's a really awesome space. And if there's anyone that I would ever recommend with, like, the spirit stuff and anything that's going on with the other side and being able to see and read energy, Lady Zelda is your girl. I 100% love her. She is so fabulous and so graceful and elegant. We love her here. Yes, Saturday date night, period. Yes, Miss Aunt BB is everywhere. Can we give some hearts to Miss Aunt BB? Because she is like, Miss Aunt BB is everywhere, giving love to all the creators. I see Miss Aunt BB giving love and showing love to everyone. Aunt BB is fabulous. Yes. Yes, Miss Captain Harris. Lady Zelda tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern. She's going to have so many wonderful things going on over there. She's fantastic. And if you haven't followed her still case page, please go ahead and do that. She, like, has all her wonderful channels. Lord Gregor, honey, yes, telling us all the stories. We love, 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 love what Lady Zelda is building. Like, I mean, what an inspiration she is, truly. Also, obviously, the guys, like, Kevy Kev, follow him for all of the car parts that I know nothing about. All of the conversations that he has over there. Jay Brill, I think, is going to be starting his channel very soon. So be sure, if you haven't liked and subscribed to his channel, please go ahead and do that. Also, JFK, obviously, with all the stuff that he's doing. And shout out to the guys, honestly, for always sticking up for women and for sticking up for at least giving us a platform and a voice in a space that can be mostly, especially with the Karen stuff, it felt like there were a lot more male creators that were um in the space. So they were one of the few who truly have stood up for women and have brought awareness to a lot of the issues that we go through. And they do try to give us a lot of um a lot of space to be able to communicate these things, even if no one is really talking about. And I really appreciate that men and women can come together and talk about these issues because, the more that we're able to bridge the gap in communication between the sexes, the easier it is to be able to pass that down to future generations. Because you know what, boys, not all boys have cooties, okay? Not all girls have cooties. Yes. And yes, that's the still case for Lady Zelda and House of Vale Keep. Listen, I'm just trying to get one burner at the House of Vale Keep so I can cook there and bake there. One tiny oven, one tiny burner, just one. And I just want to do that. That's it. That's all I want. I can live in the kitchen. I can live in the pantry. That's okay. Listen, I don't know how to take care of horses or anything. Mira, all I can offer is I know how to cook and bake, and I know how to grow a tomato and some herbs. I think we'll be all right. Yes, absolutely, Miss 808. Like that's the thing. Oh my God. Hold on. Wait, let me say, what Miss 808 said. Yes, they're offering their perspective and keeping the conversation going. Absolutely. And especially with the postpartum stuff, I just felt like it was important for a female voice to be heard in kind of our own experience. And also I'm very just grateful that my husband was able to share his perspective as well and just kind of give some insight to us ladies too, that men also feel the helpless during that process too. And you can overcome it. It's just it takes a lot of work. Miss Amanda Marie. Listen, honey, Miss Manda popping in to be like, I'm getting ready for work, but I just came to slay. Okay. Hi, guys. Just making an appearance, slaying for all of y'all. Yes, girl. Yes, queen. You better get it. Period. Yes. I love that. Period. Yes. Look at her. Que linda. Ay, Dios. Listen, all my beautiful people, all you beautiful women and gentlemen, wherever you are, you handsome gentlemen. Listen, I gotta show love to all my people. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so much crazy stuff. We just have to, like, make each other feel cute and fabulous. Period. But yeah, shout out to the guys for having the conversations and for all the men participating too. Like, if anything, it's just to bring awareness and to offer some perspective because there's just a lot going on. And, building community is hard nowadays with so much distrust. So, as long as we just keep creating these spaces for people to feel good about opening up, then we can have better understanding on how to approach the the cluster flower that is our society as it falls apart. You know what I mean? Like, mira mi reina linda. Of course, it's such an honor, truly. I did not like, God bless him for that because I literally was just like, do you want to come live with me? He's like, absolutely not. And I'm like, fine, I get that. But do you want to write something? He's like, okay, I can do that. So he literally finished at 7:30, sent it to me. And I was like, all right, cool. I'm going to listen to it. I'm going to read it live. I'm going to take a little peeky peek, but I didn't read the whole thing. And that was definitely very special. So I'm very glad that I got to share that with all of you. And absolutely, Terry, men also deserve respect. I am not a man woman hater. We love everybody. Okay. But we love people that are ready to evolve and ready to step up. We don't make excuses for people. We try to support the people that are ready to move forward. And for those who want to stay stuck, they're allowed to do that and they can stay where they're at. Okay. Right there. And that's where you stay. Okay. But for those of us who want to be open minded and want to evolve because you're tired of the nonsense, you are welcome and you're ready. Whenever you're ready, the info is here and the conversation is open for all of you as well. Listen. Listen. Oh my God, Miss Mando Marie, I was crying the whole time. I was like, you guys. But it's great though. It's good to cry. Okay, it's good to cry. Miss EJ, look at Miss EJ. Period. Miss EJ, listen, Miss EJ. Miss EJ said, "Not today, girl. Like, absolutely not." Miss EJ said, "Absolutely not." She knows what I'm talking about. Period. She said, "Absolutely not, girl." Like, uh, uh. Oh my God. Yes, we love a good cry over here. It's good. It's good to cry and let it out. And I hope that, all of you feel happy to, release that. You have to. In my opinion, it's good to release things. Okay. Miss Elisa. Okay. Giving us a little 411 into her daily on a Friday. Laying here while my husband watched 80s hip hop videos for 2 hours. I love that. Period. My husband is currently coming out because I think he's going to give the cat some treats. Oh, he's going to check on these beans. Listen, I've been cooking some beans, some frijoles for like 3 hours, honey, because, they were a little bit older, so they might take a little bit longer to like cook, but we had to make some beans, we need the fiber. Because listen, everybody talking about protein, but no one's talking about fiber. Like, okay, yes, we love muscle health, but gut health is also important. Okay. Y'all need to eat some fiber and let it out of your system. Okay. You need a good combination. How's it looking over there? They're still individual. They're not even like, listen, I will eat them crunchy. I don't even care. Okay. You stop it right now, Miss Ada. You stop it right now. Ay, mamma mia. May God send blessings to everybody, honey. Listen. Listen, yes, frijoles. I love my frijoles. They're delicious. But, well, because listen, I'm Brazilian and half Brazilian. So black beans are a thing. Okay. We love a black bean and I love a feijoada. Like, I had to learn to make my own feijoada because I was never taught from my family. So I had to learn how to make my own. So I was like praying to the Lord. I was like, listen, my Brazilian ancestors, like, oi, gente, I need you to help me make this feijoada. Like, what do I need to do? And then all of a sudden, the Lord is blesseth my hands, and I made a really dope, delicious feijoada. It was great. Yes. Oh, listen, for all of you Ozempic people, please eat the beans. It's a natural GLP-1. Is that what I'm hearing? This weird Fall River accent? Period. Good night, my love. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Oh, it's totally okay. Thank you so much for being here. You're so sweet. Thank you so much. I look at please. Family comes first. Enjoy the calls. This will always be here for replay. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Good night, my love. Yes, Miss Melanie. Miss Melanie, did I say hello to you today? Oh my God, I'm so rude. I can't even deal. Miss Melanie. Period. Of course you love some black beans, girl. Listen, at the commune, we're gonna have to have like Frijole Fridays. We're gonna have Frijole Fridays at the commune, honey. Listen, I put some smoked, what was it? What did I put in these? So I soaked them, then I washed them, then I cut some onions, some garlic, and then put some what was it? Like ham, like smoked ham, I think it was. Yes, smoked ham. I diced that up. I cooked it, let it get nice and brown and crispy. Then it was like a chunk of it. And then I put the beans. And then what I did, because I wasn't making feijoada. If it was making feijoada, I would like also fry up some pork ribs. I would put the chorizo, like, but I do like a colonizer slash like, because I use Portuguese, chorizo. And listen, I look. We're all blended, all right? Like we all got a little something. I mean, it's fine. You know what? Everybody got something, and I ain't mad at it at this point because you know what? I love Portuguese food. I'm not gonna lie. So I put Portuguese smoked sausage in it. If I'm making feijoada, I put pork belly. I fry that up. I put everything in it, and it's just like a delicious stew of everything. But for this one, I had made braised chuck roast and I had a lot of that liquid left over. So instead of making more roast, I was like, why don't I just use this liquid that's left over and put it in the beans so that it gives some sazon, some seasoning, le da el gustito to the beans. And I was like, period. Point blank and period. Oh, sangandules, period. Listen. Mira, reina, listen. This is why I soak them long enough so that we have less gas. Okay, less gas for that ass. All right. Yes, so smoked pork is so good. Listen, it might be a thing. Frijole Fridays. We got to call them frijoles. Period. Miss KJR, I got you, girl. You let me know. You let me know. I'll send you some. Okay. Period. Yes, I heard there's a big Portuguese population over there in Massachusetts. I mean, they're kind of like where I'm living now, there's a huge one too. The festas, like that's like my favorite thing. Like we went to Portugal in I think 2014 it was, 2015, I don't remember. One of the best experiences for food ever. Like I never had potatoes that tasted that good. I've never had rice that tasted that good. I never had beans, just simple food made well. Like, that's the thing. It's like everyone has like this whole like, oh, we need to put this like foam of cilantro and microgreens of like, from like imported from the microgreenery of, in some part of India. Like, I'm like, y'all are doing too much. Like, can I just have a baked potato? Can I just have a good potato? Like, y'all doing too much. Oh my, Ruthie, I've been dying to try them, but I'm terrified. We have an H Mart and I want to see, they sell it there, but I'm terrified to try it only because, like raw crab is different. Like sushi is a little bit different than like crab, but will I try it? Yes. One day I hope to try it because it sounds fire. That's something I would try 100%. They're so good. Like I'm sure they're good because like anything Korean for the most part is like just so like it's spicy, but also like the crab is a little bit creamy. Like, I mean, I would definitely try it. Oh, really? Look at that. Look, I love Portuguese anything. Anything. Chorizo, yes. Sardinias, yes. Camarão, yes. Like, give me all the things. Give me all the things. But it's just so interesting because Portuguese in Portugal is very different than Portuguese in Brazil. It's two very different ways of speaking it. Ruthie, I'm gonna take your word for it. I believe you. Girl, I believe you. Yes, I want to try it. Yes. And then you could do like warm white rice. Stop it. Stop. When Miss Hathaway came to visit me for my birthday, I took her to H Mart and we got the like Korean sweet potatoes. You guys, those are like crack. They're so good. Like I could eat all the Korean sweet potatoes in one sitting. They are so, I don't know how, I'm still learning because I'm trying to figure out the recipe, but like from my research, you take the potatoes, you cut them, you bake them first, and then you put them in ice cold water and bake them again. So that way they're like super creamy on the inside. Oh, listen, stop it. Yes, please. I want to have some too, please. Oh, so now the algorithm slash the YouTubes don't want to take me off the internet, right? Because we're not talking about the medical industry. Okay, I'm starting to learn. Even though you put, sensors around certain things to like not be so controversial. Listen, Big Pharma's like, absolutely not, girl. Absolutely not. You ain't talking about us. You ain't talking about us. Nope. Not on this Friday. Ooh, an amazing one. And ooh, a New England boil. Listen, listen. EJ, me too. Stop. I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry right now. I need to get on my Chimmy Eats stuff, you guys. I have not done anything for my Chimmy Eats because I'm like a little self-conscious to eat on camera. I'm not gonna hold you. I can have a sipperino of my beveragino, but eating, it's just a whole different experience. Like, do I look at the camera while I'm eating? That's not going to be weird at all. Do I look away? That's weird. I don't know. People like, they go into the camera and it's like you hear them crunch and munch. I personally like that. But I have to figure out like, how am I going to eat this thing? Is my mom one day going to be like, I did not teach you to eat like that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want her to like judge me for that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm also not the type of person that's like, you know, I don't like that. I like to hear a crunch, you know? I'm not going to be like slurping. No, listen, that can go in so many, you know what I mean? I don't know about that yet. I still got to think about it. Okay. But I have tons of snacks that are accumulating that even my husband's like, girl, like, are you going to eat this? No, I'm saving it for Jimmy Eats. He's like, listen, this is going to go bad before you do that. Did you really? Listen, Miss 808 and I when we like the first day we met, I took her to this place by me. It's kind of like a New Englandy type of place, and we had oysters and seafood and stuff. I mean, it's just a really cute little place. But then afterwards, we walked up to the trail and we're frolicking in the trail and we saw two deer along our way. And I was just like, oh my God, the sights are so beautiful. And like, just like having the best time, like frolicking in the forest. It was so cute, but oh, so many memories. I just can't wait. Yes. Oh my God. Tteokbokki. If you're talking about tteokbokki, and I know I butchered that to all my Koreans. I love you. I am sorry, but I love love, love, love tteokbokki. I'm sorry to pronounce it incorrectly. The spicy rice cakes with the fish cake triangle things and the egg. Stop it. It's Ruthie. How far are you from me? You want to go eat, girl? Girl, you let me know. Let's go. Vámonos. Okay. Yeah, right. Like it's not gonna be weird at all. I mean, like just crunching and munching. And then I was like, do I like Miss 808 gave me a great idea. She's like, maybe you should do it different, like with like a red lip or something, so it could be a little bit different from Jimmy Speaks. And I was like, that's a great idea. But like, like I don't want to do like, you know what I'm saying? Like so much like into my mouth. I don't know. I don't know, you guys. I'm trying. I'm gonna do it. I am gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. But I gotta think about it. I got to think about how I want to do it. Yes, yes, tteokbokki is so good. Tteokbokki is like it's a texture thing for me. Like I love a chewy rice cake. I don't care that it's burning my intestines. It's just so delicious. It's so yummy. Like, oh, I love it. Yes, the texture. You see what I'm saying? It's a texture thing. What you laughing at, Miss Melanie? What you laughing at? Yeah, vámonos. Vámonos. Let's go. Do you make them Stop it. Let me find out. Ruthie, are you like a chef and you're just like fronting over here? You got a whole restaurant? Stop playing with me. Girl. Heller. Heller. You gotta let me know. Cause muchacha, let's go. Period. Chicken eats. I can't. I mean, like, you are not gonna catch me on camera eating like marinated crabs and like no, with like there's those mukbang things where like people do too much and they're like it's like too much, you know what I'm saying? Like they're like slurping like it's just like and it's like their hands are nasty, like girl, if y'all don't know how to eat, Like it's too much for me. Like I can't, my brain cannot comprende. Nope. Let me wait, espérate. Listen, she is certified. You went to culinary school? Don't play with me. Stop it. I concur. This should happen. I would go live on, I wasn't thinking about going live on Chimmy Eats, but I would do it if you wanted to cook together. 100%. Teach us how to eat. Listen, because you know what's so crazy? I'm not somebody, maybe, you know what? I am a Taurus. Like that's obvious. I was raised to like, you're supposed to use a fork and a knife, like the switcheroo that you got to do. Like, the German way is you eat like with the fork, I think in the right hand, the knife in the left, and you eat like that. But usually the other, it's the opposite. It's like you use the fork on the left, you cut with the right, then you switch over to you put your knife down, then you switch over to it's a lot of complication. And then you eat with your right? Not on a first date. Mira, depends on what kind of date you're going on, okay? Listen, it ain't no tea, no shade. Y'all do whatever you want. It's 2026, okay? I am not here to judge. Whatever you want to do, whatever you want to do on your first date is fine. Not the, yes, it is a bit of a turnoff. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. And yes, eat with your mouth closed. Girl, mija, you have to let me know. Can you please email me? Email me, girl. I love that. I love that. I listen, and where is you need to let me know where your candles are at so we can support you. Like if you have a website, please let us know. We put it in the chat. You got your little candle business. If you got it going, let me know. Yes, elbows off the table. Exact. Oh my God. If my grandmother saw me with elbows on the table and not eating properly, it would be a wrap. But nowadays, it's like everybody is just eating so ugly. Like it's so ugly. I'm like, y'all have no manners. Like there's people, like I've seen people go like on like filming themselves in like these Michelin star restaurants, like holding a knife like a saw and horrendous with a Hermes bag right on the table. I'm like, what in the sauvage is happening here? Because this is wild. We should do like etiquette with Jimmy. Oh my gosh. No, no. Y punto. Listen, email me, girl, and tell me about your candles because I'm sure there's a lot of people that would love to support a female-owned business, and I would be more than happy to share it. So please, if anybody has like their own business, Miss 808 is the tan goddess, okay? She'll get you nice and snatched up. Summer is still here, okay? And personally, I wouldn't mind being nice and tanned even in the winter months, so I could just remember the warmth before the cold comes, okay? We know we got a lot of baddies here, okay? A lot of baddies doing very beautiful things. Yes. Yeah. See, mira, Ruthie, you see? She loves a candle. I love that. Oh my God, absolutely. Manners are not a thing anymore. It's so sad to see that like that. I'm like, I teach my daughter, but like for us, it's a little bit different because we also eat with chopsticks, right? So that's at least a little bit different. But even with that, like you don't hunch over your bowl to like, eat your food, you bring it towards your face. So that's a whole other thing too. You know what I'm saying? Like there is ways to eat and just like the elegance, like we have lost the art of like elegance. Like as much as people are like they don't want to do that, to be honest, like there was something really nice about people like having nice parties and like even if you couldn't do like something so expensive, it's like the art of like having your table set and having like the proper plates and the salad plate, the forks, the knives, to have the proper glasses, to know how to pour wine, whatever, like having invitations, sending them out, sending out thank you cards. Like there are things that I'm like we've lost touch of that. Like it's become like it's almost like having accessibility to everything has lost the uniqueness and the specialness out of having these things. I don't know. Like to me,
I don't know. I just think that we're missing out on, there were things that we used to do as a culture, as a society, that we paid a little bit more attention to our appearance, like not people wearing, and it's no disrespect, but once athleisure became a thing and everybody wanted to wear leggings, yes, it's comfortable, but then you do lose like part of like the getting ready process of like just being presentable. Like there's like leggings are great and they can be a part of like a fashionable athleisure thing, but then people also got too comfortable where it's like people don't care anymore. And I do think that, like, yes, it can be an aesthetic, but then there is something about being put together that is very nice. It's elegant. Like it's not, we don't have that many summers, one. We don't have that many winters. We don't have that much more time on this earth, depending on where you're at in your life. And God willing, you have a full and healthy life. Please, Lord, bless everyone to have that. But when you think about it in that respect, it's like, special occasions should feel like that, but also everything should feel special. Like nowadays, like I understand why my mom matches her bag to her shoes to her belt and wears her cute little outfits. And even if it is to go get groceries, because there is something nice about being put together. I love that. I personally, like, I appreciate it. So now, like, I'm a denim girl. Like, you will always catch me in denim all the time. No chest hair on the table. Stop it. Yes, Miss Ruthie, please let me know. I will always remind you, you are loved and supported here. Please let me know. I'm more than happy to support you. I would love a little chimney candle. Listen, a little chimney candle, I will be very happy. I don't care what smells it is. I mean, I love all scents. Okay. I like a citrusy vibe. I like a flowery vibe. I like any type of vibe. It's all nice. It all has its purpose. So I'm very excited for you. And God bless you on that, because it is so hard to do anything entrepreneurial these days. So I'm so happy that you get to do that. That's amazing. And candles are great, especially for the self-care and for like just making your house smell good. I love that. EJ needs a tan. Girl, Miss 808 got you. Teach us how to tan. Yes, I can spray y'all. Yes. Listen, at this point, we have all the services available at the commune, everyone. We got Frijole Fridays. We got tan Thursdays. We got candles on Mondays. Okay, like, listen, we've got all the things. Okay. Oh my God, I love that so much. I appreciate that so much that, like, you have like this like energy to be able to take care of yourself. I love that. Oh, are you new here? Hi, my love. That's okay. If you think I'm weird, this is not the space for you, my love. But thank you for being here. Thank you for the view. I love being weird, in my opinion. Um, oh my gosh, I don't even know, Melanie. Like, honestly, I'm a little nervous because Michelle Beach wants to enter the competition and she wins just by default. Like she definitely does win by default. So I I don't know. I don't know who when it's decided. I guess by the end of summer. So we have 2 weeks. I already told Brill, I'm like, listen, I've been working on it actively. So we've got to decide what's gonna happen, you know? Oh, oh, like, 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 oh, sweetheart, it seems like you're lost. Like, very lost. Girl, you lost. Me. I personally love it. Yes, we like it. Being weird is the only way. Yes. Yes, EJ. We are weird and we use the word like. There are many words. But you know what? Like, yes. Yes, it's all the vibes. It's okay. Excellent. If you like that vibe, let's get a heart in the chat for the like of the vibe, because some people are lost. Maybe they need a little bit more like and a little bit more vibes. Misinformed. You need a little bit more like and a little bit more vibes. That's what it's giving. Yes, I appreciate you saying that, because I think we all are weird. And if anything, I prefer being a little bit weird and different than to be like everyone else, because at least your weirdness is a part of your authenticity and it's a part of your own unique blueprint. I love that. That is the vibe. Like, period. Period. Uh-oh. Sure. Well, I mean, God bless. I don't think anybody knows it all, in my opinion. God knows it all. And that's just what that is. But you know what? God bless. If that's what you believe, then that's your right to believe that. And that's okay for you to be a self proclaimed know it all, misinformed. That's great that you love information. I do too. We just all articulate our points differently, whatever it may be, you know? So let's see. Yes, Miss Oxy, that's great. Yes, I agree. We see Miss Oxy. Yes. Oh my gosh, is this giving a little sprinkle of a little, like, maybe some burner accounts happening? I don't know, you guys. It's giving very much that. You could just say who you are if that's the case. Because where did you, Lisa Johnson dash DX1DP? That other person didn't get banned. But you know what? You are telling on yourself. So it's very interesting. You know? Oh, filler words. Yucky. Well, yucky, I've heard that when I was like a child. So I don't know what that says about you, my love. I don't know what it says about you, girl. It's Lisa Johnson, if that's really who you are. You guys, I think this is the thing on the internet. This is what happens, and it's okay. It's totally fine. If these people were to be disrespectful, that's when they would get blocked. But so far, just saying all of these things, it's okay. I like to laugh at it, in my opinion. Um, you're like, yes, period, period. Oh my gosh, yes. Oh, sweetheart, I am. I really am, because all 26 of you, including you. Yes, baby. Yep. You're absolutely right. Thank you. Like is the new it's just a space filler. People do it all the time. Listen to yourself and listen to others. It's there. So absolutely. That's so true. That is absolutely true. That's so, so true. But I do think that it is something to be said about how our culture has evolved, where all of us start to kind of like become similar in the way that we communicate. And that has a lot to do with like our media and all of the things that happen everywhere, you know? Like, there you go. Like, it's just a part of, like, it's ingrained in all of us, you know? Um, yes, there's no hiding. Exactly. Huh? Uh, Congratulations, my love. Uh, period. Period. Right? And that part, Terry. Yes. Okay. Yes, please do. Let me know if you have something like kind of set up already. Let me know. I'm happy to like put it anywhere, and we'll put it in the community post, and the next time I go live, you just let me know. You know, I go live every Friday, so you just let me know. That part. But you know what's so funny? When I see things like that, it's like you just want to be loved. You just want to be loved. That's it. Oh, sweetheart. That's okay. You're right. Thank you for being my content at this moment so that we can all show that people like you sometimes exist, and it's just a sad existence for you. You just came into our club. We're trying to welcome you here, but it's clear that you don't want to do that. You just want to be angry. Sounds like a not good life to live. Like, so weird. So I'm going to let you have this one last moment, my love. Miss Lisa, if that's actually who you are. And if you don't want to be here, you're free to leave or we will block you. That's okay. And listen, Chimmy does have haters. And even if it's one, 10, or 1,000, when you have haters, you're doing something right. And that, if anything, is the biggest like blessing right there. It's that. Miss Barely is here. Hi, beautiful. Everyone, please go check out Miss Barely Brunette. She is so fantastic. Love her. She's doing her own thing. Listen, she was doing a headstand. How's that balance? Mine is not great. It's giving, I need to get centered. Hello, Subi Dubi. Welcome, welcome, my love. Thank you so much for coming. Wait, did she call you that? Absolutely not. Listen, that I didn't see that. Did I misread that? I probably did. I'm having too much fun. Okay, Lisa, you really want so much attention, my love. I think I know who you are, and it's actually really unfortunate. We'll see you at the flight later. It's one of three. Who types like that? Oh, that's so funny. And that part, period. I mean, it's Tweedledee, Tweedledum, or the Tweedledumbest. It's one of three. Listen, God knew what he was doing when he blessed me with the ability to be a lighthearted person. Because I seriously, listen, I'm a clown. I can be a clown, honey. I know how to troll somebody, and I don't have to come for you and your looks. I don't have to come for like insult you. I come for your behavior and I destroy you like that. I destroy your behavior. That's how I do it. But not everybody has the gift to be witty like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't get mad. I elevate. I keep growing. I keep blossoming and blessing all of y'all. Okay. For the commune. Now, you see, Lisa just wants to hang out. She's outside the commune right now. She's mad from outside the commune. Yup. One of three. Yup. And that part. Period. And period. Yes, Miss Elisa taking notes. Listen, who got the pen? Who got the pen? I want that pen so bad. Please let Kevy Kev know that I would like that. Listen, I don't know. I think he might be going live. I'm not sure. I didn't see anything. I'm trying to like refresh my browser to see if it's going to happen. Um, if there is, I'm still trying to figure out how to send people over there. Um, but right now I'm trying to like appease Miss Lisa who's having a hard time. Oh, saying this is weird. Like that's literally what it sounds like in my head. Like that you got to be like that type of person to literally type this out to people and hit send and think that you did that. You ate with that. That's what it's giving. It's giving like you thought you ate that. I'm telling you, it's one of three or all. Oh my God, those decorative pens are out of control. I love them so much. Yeah, we can delete like the comments, sir, sir. Yeah. Listen, I cannot like, but imagine like I could never be that type of person. We're gonna put you in timeout, baby. Oh, Miss Lisa, you got anything else to say before I put you in timeout? You need a snack. You need a snack. Yeah, you need a snack. You got to talk to people like that because it has to be like your mind must be in that level to be doing that online and act like you won't be found out at some point. Oh, imagine being somebody who knows it all, but still be misinformed. I mean, listen. Yes, I love the sir, 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 ma'am, 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 ma'am. I'm gonna need my mods to make sure that we document Lisa Johnson and misinformed, please. We have to understand and document if those two accounts might be burners for other people that we might know that have a personal vendetta against Chimmy Speaks. Very personal for no reason. It's giving your cortisol levels are very elevated. Yes. We might need to get we might need to get some insulin levels checked. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Thanks, ma'am, ma'am. Thank you, Subi Dubi. It's okay. Like I don't really pay attention to that stuff. But I do think it's funny to like sometimes point out like how silly it is because it just is. It's not gonna ever kill my mood. I've been there, done that. I am definitely expecting that. And that's a part of being an online personality is you do get exposed to those type of things and that's okay. And it wasn't even that bad. It's just like you're saying weird and vibe and that's dumb. Like, mira, the Spanish wants to come out so bad. Imagínate. Imagínate that's a diss. That's a diss. I'm your only content. That's a diss. It's giving very much, the pattern is patterning. It's giving, the pattern is very familiar. What's up, Miss Orange Shock Trauma? How are you? Fashion relate. You need to give me the hair care routine, girl, because listen, the curls are Gorgina, honey. Yes. Yes. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Oh, mira, not the eggplant today on a Friday. Mira. Exactly. Like that's the funniest part. It's like, when people like make jokes, like, look, I'm gonna be very transparent. When I was after like I had made that live and that had happened, with certain thing that happened, um, there were more comments from the same account, but it was in such broken English that I was like, I am not subjecting the audience to broken English. Like, if you're gonna insult me, bro, like, ma'am, sir, if you're gonna insult me, at least compose the sentence properly so I understand what you're saying. I mean, like, I am not exposing the people to that type of insult. Like, you're gonna have to meet me on a level of like, come for me differently, not like that. I have to delete that. At that point, that needs to get deleted because it's like, it's not even funny. Like, if you can actually make me laugh, I'll keep it. Yes, that part. At least hide who you are. How are you gonna imagine? To me, the irony of it all is like, how are you gonna threaten someone and then you're gonna use the same account to do broken English threats and comment afterwards? That part does not resonate with my mind. Like that part is like, wait, so you just want to keep, oh, got it. Okay, right, right. Yes, they become the joke at that point. At that point, you get laughed at. You know what I'm saying? Like at that point, you get laughed at because at that point, it is pure comedy. Like that's pure comedy to me. How are you gonna insult someone with improper grammar? I'm like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, senor. No, 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 no. We rebuke in the name of Jesus, honey. We do not allow that. Absolutely not. Yes. Subi dooby, yes. 1000% that social media is making people too comfortable and too crazy with all of the nonsense that's going on. And it's like, it doesn't really have to be like that, you guys. It doesn't. It's unfortunate. Oxy, let me tell you something. It's giving very much like there's hundreds. Like, can you imagine the mindset of someone that has to, like, look, that's talent. That is talent. If you have to think of several accounts, several, like, John Smith's 456, like whatever, whatever the case may be, that is giving very much like you have, I mean, your brain is working at that point, right? It's working just for all the wrong reasons. Apply that energy to get a 401k. Apply that energy for a 401k, baby. Use all of that brain power to get your financial life in order. Yes, that's what it's giving. My kitty sister, Miss D, how are you, beautiful? How are you? Yes. Oh, a minication. Nice. Welcome back. Oh gosh, welcome back to this hellhole. Just kidding. Welcome back, my love. I hope that you look, the beginning of the stream, I was crying my eyes out. Okay. Postpartum is not a joke, but I'm glad that we can be a little bit more lighthearted towards the end. But um, I have the whole like thing, scrolling at the bottom too, just because, like I think that a lot of people, what I realized too with all this stuff, like no BS, you guys, with anything. Um, Agree with this 100%. Adult is the key word. But I think that a lot of people are lonely, and that is period. Period. On BB. BB said they don't work, Jimmy. Ain't that the truth, honey? Yes. Um, but I do think that like, yeah, it can be exhausting, but I do think that those people are lonely. What is like whatever possesses you to feel that way towards others, or someone who's shining, or someone who is, creating a fun environment. It's like the party poopers, it's like you could be a part of the party. You can come and have fun, but your anger is so misplaced and misdirected because it's an internal thing that you're going through. So you have to be the spoiler of good things because that's just a part of your reality that none of us have to subscribe to. So it is sad in that point, right? Like it is a lonely existence. Yes, it's a lonely and it's angry, and there's a lot of angry and lonely people. And I don't think that the circumstances that are going around in our society with like the overconsumption of social media and like, you know, the lack of communication between others, like those people, when I see that, or this display of needing to be the contrarian in a lot of things, it's mostly because those people are just not happy with themselves, and they hate to see someone else thriving in their life or other people having fun. So, and it's sad because the fun is available to everyone. But if you don't want to do that and you think that saying those type of things are gonna like kill the vibes, like no, never. I'm too equazillion for that, okay? I'm too equazillion with that. I'm just one of those type of people that like it's in my DNA to be lighthearted. I love that. I love that. That's one thing I appreciate about Latino culture is that we make light of a lot of situations because this reality and this world that we live in is already so heavy. Your day to day is already so heavy. Why do you need to perpetuate that and keep projecting that onto other people? That's an unhealed person who makes an active choice daily to be that way. Think about that. The way that we all have the choice to wake up and be like, today I'm going to have a bacon, egg, and cheese, bacon, egg, and cheese. These people wake up, today I'm going to wake up and be hateful. And period, Miss Elisa, us too. Why don't you use that instead of making burners? Why don't you look up how to invest into the stock market, how to actually make your financial situation better for you and your families? Why don't you get that bag? You know, why don't you do that? It's always the people that sometimes like have the most things that are so blessed in their lives that they lose focus of the blessings that they have, and they act like they're guaranteed that forever. No, 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 no. That's not what happens. You might have all that right now. Be grateful for that. Because when it's gone, because when you don't appreciate the blessings that you've been given, is when it gets taken away. And that's how it is. That's how it is. Thank you. I try. Look, I'm not always perfect at it. And look, the type of clown and troll that I am, I'm not someone that comes for like, I don't go hard unless like I feel bad going hard for people. Like, you know, I'm just not like I don't like I'll call you a vegetable. You know what I mean? Like you look like a vegetable. But it's like that's as far as it's gonna go. But to be like this person is like such a depends on how bad you've been acting. No, I'm just kidding. But like real tea, like I'm just not like I'm too blessed in my life to then have to lower myself to that energy. That's really what it is. It's like I don't for what? What does that do? What am I teaching my daughter when I do that? To act like that? Some people do that on purpose because they can't touch you. They have to get you to go down to the gutter with them because you're too above them. And y'all can miss me with, oh, you think you're better? Well, certainly acting it, certainly living up to that, because you know what? I am blessed in my life. Why would I give up my blessings to engage with you when you need my energy? You like my energy. You just can't access it because you're outside the club, you're outside the commune, So that's just what that is. Listen, Money Mike needs to come and give us some financial advice. Okay. Don't sleep on good advice, everybody. This is what we call having everyone together to be able to level each other up. There is enough room for all of us to thrive. And I love that about this space and just in general. Yeah, it does. And you know what? Thank you for saying that, Dee, because it's a part of the reason why too, like I'm very protective of my peace and also very intentional about what I do online because this stuff can be very taxing on your energy. How Lady Zelda does it, God bless her, because she has multiple things that she's doing, and truly, God bless her for being like that. Um, I'm not there yet, just but more so because, I think I like the anticipation of like, we're getting together on Friday. That's just what works for me. I enjoy that. And I enjoy being able to share my shorts and have a more structured schedule. So I love that. I love being able to have a once a week thing and people come in and have fun. And it's not about numbers and all of that yet. I mean, at some point, God willing, I'm able to monetize and have memberships and do some other fun things there, and have something a little bit more exclusive, um, and really give back to everyone who chooses to support. And thank you to everyone who has signed up for my Patreon and supporting me that way. Thank you so much. And for all of like the donations and stuff, like they're not expected. They're certainly appreciated, but I'm just so grateful for everyone, like, doing that. Like you don't have to. And the fact that you choose to do that is a blessing in itself. And may God bless all of you tenfold, a hundredfold for all of the wonderful things that you do. So it definitely is true. Like, I mean, putting yourself out there is a risk and you do open yourself up to a lot of different things. But, I do enjoy the community aspect of it and being able to like see this gorgeous queen here too. Oh, Miss Michelle Beach. Miss Michelle Beach. Look at that pic. Listen, we need to compare tans. You, Brill, and I need to compare tans. We need to compare tans. It's time. We need to, summer's almost over. We need to see our tan progress. Okay. I think you won, in my opinion. I think I'm coming in last. I think I might just come in last, and that's just what it is. Okay. And thank you for being here, Miss Michelle. We love you. Yes, I love that. But I adore all of you for being here. I don't take it for granted. And, as I'm just happy to be here always. Every Friday, show up and just have a nice time with all of you and be able to laugh and also talk about real things. So, this motherhood talk was something that I felt um very inclined to speak about, just because there's just been a lot in the news cycle with Hayden, and may she rest in peace. And PS, today is her birthday. Like, it is no coincidence that, on a Friday is always my scheduled live. This happened, unfortunately, to her on Monday. And I didn't know today was her birthday until recently. And like literally today, I found out, and I told Miss 808, I'm like, oh my God, her birthday's today. That's wild. So it was no coincidence to have this conversation today. And with the Lindsay Clancy case, I just hope that, like, if anything, what you can take out of this conversation is that if whatever it is that you're going through, that you're not alone in it. There is help, and there are resources for all of us. Sometimes it's difficult to be open because of our own conditioning. But I think that the more we're able to have conversations about the reality that all of us go through, and we remove those stigmas that, like, motherhood is not a one size fits all, treatment for postpartum depression is not a one size fits all, family dynamics, cultural differences, etc. We're all going through similar but yet very different experiences. And it's just important to feel like you're heard. And even if you may not be heard at home because of whatever your family is going through, that you find spaces where you feel like you belong somewhere. Because it's, like minds always tend to find each other. Some people get lost. Some people do get lost, okay? And then they come in here and they tell you that you're weird, and that's fine. It seems like you're lost. You lost your way, baby. You got to stay outside the commune, honey. We don't do hatred at the commune. But for the most part, like, you find each other, and that's what this whole process in this period that we're experiencing is about. It's about awakening to opening our awareness to something much larger than we can even conceptualize. That's a fact. And we don't, unfortunately, know everything, even though people claim that. God bless. I am a student for life, and I am forever evolving. And what I feel today might be different tomorrow. And that's just because I choose to change and shift my perspective and keep it grounded in morality. Um, that's the most important thing to me, is my morals are always in check, and that I'm always sifting through them and making sure that I'm on point. And when I get off path, I figure out how to get back on. And that's mostly the important part. So, like, I just wanted to read this comment that I just saw here from JC. The vitriol online is shocking. I can never truly know what someone else has been through and if the wounds are still there. Yeah, I mean, that's a part of it, right? Like, vitriol is going to exist everywhere in your day-to-day life, in online, especially online, because people feel more comfortable hiding behind a burner account or a name, and they don't have to disclose their actual name. Um, but what I realize now after these experiences online is that haters and people who don't like you just prove to you that you're doing something right. And that is nothing but validation to keep going. Like, listen, I need y'all to know that my eighth house tells me all the time, okay? My eighth house in astrology, my fortune
is tied to people destroying me and me being able to rise from the ashes. That is the key for me. So now that I understand that, I see everything that comes my way, even if it's negative or whatever the case may be, I see it as a means to be able, I know I'm going to rise from the ashes and become better. So, if anything, what I would say to people who are hateful is your hatred is only being alchemized for my level up. So if you don't want me to level up, maybe just watch from the outside and don't say anything. Because the minute I know that you're hating me, I'm just going to take that energy and evolve like into a much stronger, much more resilient person ever that you'll ever see. That is like, I'm letting you know the tea. Okay. I'm giving you the 411 into Chimmy Speaks. The more you come for me, the more I'm blessed. I need you to understand that. I please understand that. And you know what? And I'm going to share that blessing with all my commune baddies. So if you want to be a part of the commune, look, either way, I win because the love I get elevates, the hate I get elevates. So it's really your choice. But if you choose the love path, you get to have the tomato. And you get to have Frijole Fridays. Yep. Period. Phoenix rising from the ashes all the time. It's like literally like gasoline. I mean, me gusta la gasolina. Yes, it's like the gasolina, honey. It's like you just keep putting the gas in the same in either hate or love. Either one is gonna still get me to the top, baby. And I'm still gonna do what I gotta do. So either join me or hate from outside the commune. The commune's very comfortable. We got alpaca wool. We have alpaca wool blankets for the winter. We have to have cheesecloth for Miss Nurse of Interest. Wow. I'm not laughing at you, bro. I'm just laughing like, yo, wow. What a sorpresa. Listen, everybody, James Jackson is in the building, in the commune. Look at how you've been welcomed. Mira, listen. Go ahead, Mr. Jackson. I may not be Aunt Bev, but go ahead, Mr. Jackson. What up, James Jackson? Welcome, welcome. How you doing? How you feeling? What's going on? You've been welcomed with apples and eggplants. Welcome to mi casa. All right, this is how we move in this place, you heard? What up, James? Oh my God. Yup. Yup. Bienvenidos to all of the peoples who would like to have some apples and eggplants. Okay. We have officially reached the 3 hour mark and we have reached eggplant status. Just kidding. Did I sound like her? Miss Barely Brunette just said that. I can't listen. Aunt Bev is a hard voice to do. It's hard because it's also the accent part. I don't have the accent part down, but maybe it's the tone. It's like, go ahead, Mr. Jackson. Ay, Dios mío, mira. Listen, beautiful people. That's it. Wait, what? The sound drop down? Drop down and get your ego on? Yo, remember that song? Drop down and get your ego on. Hey, listen, don't even play with me. How are you guys doing? Oh my gosh, listen, are we doing this till right before JFK goes live? Is he doing a midnight? He's doing a midnight stream, you guys. Is he? Is that accurate? Is this fake news or is it real news? Is this legit? Oh, he said 12. And a new drive-through? Oh my God, Marisol. I can't with Marisol. I can't. She said I have beautiful skin because I drink almond milk. She knows.
Departure at midnight. Yes. Well, you know what? I'm not going to hold you guys forever. So how about we do a harsh end in like 15, 20 minutes so that way everyone has like a 30-minute, grab a little beveragino, grab a snackerino, and then you guys can go do your thing, you know? Oh, I have you. Mira, listen. I didn't mean to do that. It's Friday, okay? Oh, the ladies have begun. We're getting a little freakaliki at the end of the stream. Ay, Dios. She likes her eggplant with tomato and some cheese. Ow, ow. And period. EJ is like, I want, like, yo, EJ is cracking up, you guys. A harsh end, yes. A sad departure. Listen, it's a sad departure. We're at baggage claim right now, you guys. We are at baggage claim. That's where we are right now. We're just chit-chatting at baggage claim because we got to take our bags, put them in the other thing so it gets on our plane at what's it called? At midnight. Oh, oh, that's right. First of all, that was an example. Okay, calma. It was an example. Marisol, how do you know my life? Stop it. Marisol, I love Marisol. Thank you, James. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I think we lost our luggage. Oh, listen. No me digas. No me digas. If we get Miss Marisol to come to our next live, I don't even know if I can contain my excitement. I don't even like, what do I even ask Marisol? Marisol is the OG. She is the boss. I would listen to everything Marisol says. Everything. 100%. I want two straws. 100%, Michelle. I want two straws. Marisol X to me is going to happen. It has to happen. I got to talk to JFK to put me in touch with Marisol. That would be iconic. I have so many questions for Marisol. I want to know everything about Marisol's life and upbringing. I want to know everything. Listen, we love J Bro. Okay. I love J Bro. J Bro is probably like investigating everything while he's riding the luggage carousel. Okay. Yes, the Sky Lounge baddies. Oh, listen, Miss 808 and I were talking about that, but it would be so cool to do like a Sky Lounge for all the ladies, Sky Lounge ladies. Yes. Stop it, EJ. EJ, yo, EJ is so funny to me. She cracks me up. Miss EJ was like, girl, if you don't listen, yo, y'all be on it. Y'all be on it. So two straws, my love. It's Marisol gives Jess Machado two straws because Miss Jess Machado asks for two straws when she goes to the drive-through in JFK's skit. That's why. Because she's going to make smoothies later. That's why. One for her coffee, one for her smoothie. 100% Miss Kjara. 100%. It couldn't be me. Actually, no. You know what? I would be like, we'd be at the drive-through and I would get fired because I would be talking to everybody for far too long. The order will come out. I'll be asking about your life, help you work through your problems. It's like therapy at the drive-through. Actually, but I'm not a therapist. Okay, calm down, everybody. I am not a therapist. Good night, Miss Kim. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Wait, like an actual flight? Stop it. Be safe if it's a real flight or a flight later. But good night. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Yes, Miss Michelle Beach came in clutch because I'm making smoothies later. Oh, really? Wow. Pero ven acá, what? That's crazy. But look at how small the world is, though. I'm sure most of y'all like know each other, like especially if you're from the area, y'all know each other. but just don't know your handles. You know what I mean? Like, and keep it that way, respectfully, keep it that way. You don't need everybody in your business. You know what I'm saying? Like that's okay. I understand, you know? Oh man, but that skit is so funny. I don't think you do. I think that's a part of his thing. Oh my God, Michelle, are you serious? It's so good, right? Which one did you have? Which one did you have? Because I love boba tea. Bubble tea, oh my God, I love it. I love it. But see, but I like all the weird stuff. Or like the, the traditional, like the taro. Sometimes they do like a green tea, oolong, black tea, concoction with mango pearls and like jellies. I mean, they do all these interesting things. Yes, that one is so good. So that had its moment like a few years ago. Um, in New York, we have what's it called? We have a place, an area in Queens called Flushing, and that's kind of like the second Chinatown of New York. So Flushing is one, and then obviously like Chinatown downtown. But Flushing like opened like this new, at the time had opened this like brown sugar cafe. So like they would sell like the brown sugar, like creme brulee type coffees and stuff like that, or milk teas. They were so good. So good. Like, oh, so, so good. Wait, I saw Miss Terry say something. Can we shout out to those that have rose above? Yes, to all of you baddies who have risen above the hate. Congratulations to all of you for being aware and for being that girl or sir. Okay. Because it takes a lot to do that. It takes a lot to rise above the hatred and to be better. Hello, my love. Welcome. She got that yummy, 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 yummy. Yes. Because she got that yummy, yummy. Yes. Justin Bieber. That poor kid. I don't even get me started with him. Okay. I'm trying to narrow this down so that way all of y'all can be sent over to the next stream, which will be happening in about 45-ish minutes, a little less than that. 43. I don't even know how to send people there. I should ask. I mean, I can just put the link in the chat, right? Is that going to be a problem? Let's do that. Share, copy. I mean, but most of you are subscribed to JFK. Please do go check out the flight. I will definitely be in there later. That's for later at 12 p.m. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Of course, Miss EJ. Miss EJ is like, absolutely not. You are not coming here with that. Okay. Absolutely not. Nope. Nope. You, listen, I try. At this point, my voice is kind of, it's rusty, it's dusty. It's giving rusty and dusty. But it's okay. I'm gonna be all right. Oh my God, dime. Oh my God, 100%. 100%. Meanwhile, I'm a Taurus and I'm always on time. Always there where you go. Always on time. That's me, always on time. So structured, such an earth sign. Such an earth sign. I am always on time. Everything I do, everywhere I go, it's structure, it's like predictable, methodical. That is who I am. Unless, we're at war. If we're at war, honey, she's unprotectable. Okay, we channel that Leo, rising Leo energy, okay? That fire horse energy, okay? The fire tiger. Actually, P.S. I am a fire tiger. I was born 86. 86 is the year of the fire tiger. So I got a lot of fuego, okay? Mm-hmm. I know. This is the one night that I'll actually be okay with it because like usually I'll knock out. I'll knock out. Listen, I'm trying to keep these hormones regulated, okay? I am trying to be 1000% on my game in this perimenopause phase. I don't even know if I'm really going through it right now. I assume, but you know what? I'm just trying to be prepared. I have my avocados on check. I have my, my kimchi and my sauerkraut in my fridge. I've got my eggs hard boiled and prepped. Like,
But sometimes, I'll fall asleep, like around 12:30, I'll probably be out. Like I'll be knocked out for real. It's hard for me to stay up unless it's like a night where I'm like wired for whatever reason. Like sometimes, I do get like that. I think it might be a part of the ADHD. I don't know, but it's one of those things where it's like my mind can't stop and then I can stay up. But then sometimes I'll just knock out. And then he just waits for his queen, period. Period. Listen, Miss Elisa, I can only speak from my own experience. I am very much a Taurus in that way. I am always on time. I like to be on time. Time is money, and we like to make money. So if it's ruining our money, I don't want to know it. Weird Fall River, you're in Aries too? All this fire energy. I can't. I love it. I love it. But I also do love that you guys are all having like maybe I should create a Discord like just to kind of have like a chat thing going. I'm thinking about kind of like what I want to do with that because I know a lot of people do enjoy the chats. Um aside from the conversation, the chats are fun and people do have a nice time. So it is really cool. Wow, how many Aries are he? Listen, hold on. If you don't mind sharing, I know some of your zodiac signs. I'm learning a lot today. Put your sign in the chat. Put your sign in the chat. The name, please, because I can't be looking at symbols right now. Okay. The symbols are too small on my computer. Yes, my ADHD for period. Yes. Wait a second. I'm going down the list if you don't mind. Aries, punto, Aries again. We know where you are, Miss Terry. You don't even need to tell us. Okay, she's an Aries too. Wow. Miss Melanie is an Aries. I've heard it can get a little dicey, right? That's the only reason I've been kind of like not wanting to do it. A Leo baddie, period. Yes, my Taurus sister, I love you. So many fire signs. Miss Ramona, you beautiful, beautiful queen. How are you? Oh my God, you are so fine. Thank you for being here. I'm gonna like, wrap this up soon because there's a flight at midnight. We gotta go to the flight. We cannot miss our flight. We're just catching up in the Sky Lounge right now, okay? Oh my gosh, Aries, a Virgo, a Libra, beautiful. Danger ahead. Tell me about it. Yeah. Listen, Miss Kate Jara, my Earth sister. You and Miss Michelle Beach, my Earth sisters. My water queen, yes. I know that Miss Oxy is a Pisces. Ooh, a Scorpio queen. Yes, I remember from last time we got lots of Scorpios in the house. I just love to see like who watches me, you know? I'm mi reina. Of course, you have to go against the grain. I'll let you have it, okay? Mira, I'll let you have it. A Libra, beautiful. Period. Oh my gosh. There's just like a good mix of fire and water. So I guess we'll like cancel each other out at some point. We'll never be able to argue too much. And a little sprinkle of earth and some air. Yes, the Libras. That's why no wonder you guys are into true crime. You're all about justice. Period. But also like the fire energy too. I love that. And yes, and listen, hold on, pause everything before we go, because I know I'm going to wrap up very soon. Listen, Miss 808's daughter is one of the most talented nail artists I have ever seen in my entire life. And I'm not saying that because I love Miss 808. No, I'm dead serious. As an artist, as a fellow artist, the amount of respect I have for her daughter, for the level of creativity, she is so incredibly talented. It is unreal. And she does this is her job. She does nails and she does them so well. She has clients, she has built her own business. I already told y'all she did my mahjong nails for my birthday. The OG mahjong, okay? Not the American mahjong, the OG Chinese mahjong, Hong Kong style, okay? Beautiful, beautiful work. I need to get her. Miss 808, if you have her Instagram, please put it in there immediately before we go. Please, if you guys are on Instagram, please go show Miss 808's daughter some love because she is so, so talented. It's like I have hope for the future. because she is so talented. And you know, Miss 808 doing her tans, being the seamless goddess that she is. Okay, she'll leave you nice and bronzy. Like, please follow them, support them. It's so awesome. But like, seriously, that nail set is so incredible. Like, I will have that forever. I wanted a really cool nail set for my 40th, and I will never go anywhere else. And I'm actually commissioning her to do something for my crown that we made together that I didn't complete with you all, but I'm still a work in progress. There's other components I'm adding to it, but she will get you know, dibs into seeing the completed crown, because I want to do nails to go with the crown to give her some love, because I feel like I have a vision in my mind of what I want it to look like, the whole look and everything. Like, I'm going all out for Halloween. It's the biggest form of artistry for me, and it's the coolest time of year, like, to do everything. So yes, okay, yes, I totally hear you. Maybe we'll post it, if you're comfortable and if you're okay with that, we'll post it in one of my community posts. I have it posted in one of my streams. But yes, please support your local and also entrepreneurs. Like, we have a lot of wonderful people doing great things, and I love that. Yes, shout out to her because she is so talented, you guys. I cannot. Like, listen, Miss 808 birthed entrepreneurial children. What an incredible mom she is. Truly, what an incredible mom. Both her kids are successful and doing their own thing, and that's what it's about. I love that. Look at that. Mira eso. Look at this. Self-taught. Self-taught. And you know what, Miss Lisa? Not a bad idea. I can do that too. I mean, I might find a way to be able to gift it. And like, if you guys are connected to each other, feel free, if it's okay to share that stuff. Like, I'm okay with that. Like, I don't mind, but it's incredible. Miss Ramona, did we just invent a new name for Miss 808? Is this the future? Miss 89I. Yes, I love that. This is the AI version of Miss 808. Yes, you are so welcome. I love you. Look at her pictures. Stop it. Miss 808 is like, listen, all day, every day. Okay, listen, all the y'all are baddies. I cannot. Oh, this is a good one before we leave. What is everyone's Chinese zodiac sign? That is so interesting. I love that. If you know what your Chinese zodiac sign is, please put it in the chat. I am a fire tiger. That's me. You're a dog. Oh my God. My daughter's a dog and we get along. Yes, you are loyal to a fault. That is 1000% correct. You are so right. Look at that. We get along because, like, you're the water to my earth, and we're like four-legged friends. I can't even. I can't even. I'm going to look up. Let me see if I can quickly look up before we head out. Chinese zodiac signs. Oh my God, I love it. We need to do a zodiac stream. That would be so fun. Not China highlights. All of these old farmers almanac. Is there another thing that you could put it in there? Like Super Prof United States tells you how to, I don't know. I don't want y'all to put your information in these weird websites. You know what I mean? Please look them up at your own leisure. I mean, there are several charts and stuff on Google. You can look it up, but you know, yes, my tiger sister. Stop it. Miss 808, stop it. You know, my baby's a dog. My husband's a rabbit. Look at Miss Melanie's a rabbit. Stop it. Stop. Miss Jessica, oh my God, so much love to you, my love. Mwah. I love you. So much love to you. Listen, an earth goat, period. You know that I think the goat is the one that that and the dragon are the ones that Chinese people want to have the most. According to my in-laws, okay? It's like if you're because they're the most, at least the goat is the most like chill, allegedly. I don't know. And the dragon, of course, because it's like the luckiest. Allegedly. I don't know. The wood rat, girl, you better come to my fire tiger over here, girl. Yes. Listen, there's a like I knew someone that was like a mountain rat. I'm like, girl, I think I know a couple mountain rats. Yup. I think I know a couple mountain rats. Rats. Listen, Terry, you are not. Listen, she is shedding as a you're Aries with a snake energy. Do you know the element that's assigned to you? That I want to know. A water rabbit. Okay. We love. I love a rabbit. I mean, look, I'm married to one, so it makes sense. Love you, girl. I'm praying for you always. Um, hey, what's up, making changes? Listen, are you submitting your pictures for Bella's Friday? Is that happening? We love it. We love to see it. We had an appearance by James Jackson today, making changes. Frank, look at that. Look at the gentleman coming through. Thank you for being here. I'm about to wrap up because there's a flight soon. I'm not trying to delay anything, okay? We're just in the Sky Lounge right now. We're just chilling, talking about our zodiac signs and also our Chinese zodiac signs. Yes, this is correct. They're very loyal to a fault. Yes. Stop it. You're beautiful. Stop it. Stop it. The men want to know. Yes, the men want to know. They want to know what's going on. Yes, we're pre-gaming, period. Cheers to everyone. Yes, we are going to do that. We're going to go in there. We're going to crash the party very soon. We're going to crash the party. A Pisces, and listen, I love the rats, okay? I love it. And they all have, everyone has their purpose, okay? How cute, mira, qué lindo. I love that so much. I love that. Wait, making changes was at a wedding? Well, congratulations to the newlyweds. That's amazing. Look, a Friday night wedding sounds fire. I love that so much. Enjoy it. Yes, we love our men, period. We love all the men. Men also deserve all the love. 100%. I do love weddings too, right? Like I had a Chinese tea ceremony and um it's like I'm telling you, when I tell you that people they just like give you like red envelopes with like wads of cash in it, it's like here, go procreate, take this money and go make babies. Like literally that's the only intent of it. But I love the tradition of it. I love the traditional aspect of it. We did not dance though. That was very anti-Latino, you know? Not me wanting to twerk at my own wedding in front of the Chinese relatives. No, absolutely not. We should have a commune symbol. I think that that is, I mean, look, it's kind of like, uh, like a secret handshake, kind of. I mean, it's on the internet, it's public. But if you would all like to vote for a symbol, I will take requests and we can decide on one. But we should do that, like a secret code. I love that. I love that. To the moat. Yes, Miss Lady Zelda, such an icon. So iconic. I love her so much. Is that our first? We're nominating the pasta? Wait, that was a safe word. Listen, we need to wait. I want to take this comment very seriously. People born under the metal pig. Ooh, a metal pig. Listen, indestructible. Warm-hearted, indestructible, generous, loyal, determined, and straightforward. 1000%, I agree with that. Yes. Yes, I love that. Miss Elisa, yes. We can throw gang sign. Mira, I'm not trying to get in trouble. Miss Michelle. First is the kid. It can't be the cats. No, it cannot be the cats. It's too obvious. I do like the lipstick. I like the lipstick. I like the pasta. Not the eggplant. Listen, listen. I mean, if we just bombarded the chat with a bunch of eggplants, he's gonna be like, "What?" No, we're not doing that, you guys. Absolutely not. Actually, you can do whatever you want. I think that'd be hilarious. Throw me a bone, will ya? We gotta throw some bones out there, okay? Yes, a tomate, period. A unicorn. Ay, qué lindo. A little unicorn. I love it. Stop it. Listen, Linda. Listen, Linda. A clock for we're clocking it. Listen, I like the clock. I like the pasta. I like the tomato, the unicorn, and the bone. The bone is very like out of nowhere. I do think it would be fun. Listen, I was literally about to say we should just do like a trifecta and just bombard the chat with that, just to show all the love from the commune ladies. The bone is so good. I mean, I'm here for it. Listen, zebra cakes. I can't. I had to look. I had to squint because I don't have my glasses on. I had to squint. There's so many good ones. I mean, we're parachuting out of there. No, stop it. Listen, I think I'm okay. I think like let's pick maybe just one so we all remember. We have like literally almost 20 minutes. We got to do this. We have to think. In the next 4 minutes, we have to come up with an emoji before I have to go because listen, 3 hours and 36 minutes. We've had a Friday, haven't we? We've gone through all the emotions today. We cried. We read stories from my husband. Oh, God bless him. Seriously. What a wonderful man. Thank you, God. Thank you, God, for blessing me with such a beautiful family. This home is very protected. This chat is very protected. All of my wonderful chat people are very protected. Even the silly ones that tried it, that really were laughing behind the screen, being like, saying weird is weird. Okay. Did that make you feel better? Oh, bendito. You need a snack? That's what you need. Even them. Even protect them. Protect them from the bad jokes. Mira esta sangana. Look at this. I cannot. I cannot. Look at another sangana. Look at her. Yes, the commune ladies. The commune ladies are going in with peaches and eggplants. And we're doing this in front of making changes. Ay Dios. I know. A cake with bacon. Listen, you have to, I can only conceptualize it through the actual emojis. We have to, aesthetically, it has to be, it has to give the aesthetics. All the fruits, listen. Peaches and tomatoes. Peaches and tomatoes. Listen, that's a lot of emojis, unless you have it in your top emojis. The loaf of bread. We have a baguette, everyone. Yes. A cake pop. Listen, that could work too. Look, there's so many good ones. Jimmy, please pick. Oh, I don't know. I mean, okay, only for the sake of because it's this Friday and I think it's so random. Like if we just start putting a whole bunch of like either peaches or I mean it's predictable, sure, but it's like it'll lighten the mood. I feel like it's gonna be a conversation. So I feel like to start, let's get Freaky Friday. You know what I mean? Let's put an eggplant, a pepper, maybe a pepper, maybe a pepper. you know? Yes, listen, I love a sourdough loaf, honey. Yes. Mira, bien immaculate. All of them are immaculate. Hi there. Earlier, yes. Now we're just being silly. Thank you for being here. But we were having like a discussion about it. I did not open the panel to anyone. I was just talking about it with the chat. But thank you for being here. Cake pop with fruit. Okay. Some cherries, a juice box. I mean, look, if we have a gentleman here, I think because he is outnumbered, technically, I think we got to go with making changes, no? Let's give the gentleman their choice. It's gentleman's choice. It's Fellas Friday. Let's let making changes pick the emoji. Because otherwise there's going to be a whole bunch of eggplants and peaches and cherries and all the innuendos. The entire food group. All of the phallic symbols, guys. Jeez. Someone else has that one to show. A juice box. All right. I think we're going to do the juice box, everybody. Juice box for making changes. That will be our communal Friday emoji for the flight. That is in 19 minutes. So with that said, we're going to see some juice boxes. Not even a hello, just juice boxes forever. All for making changes. Why'd they put the eggplant in that direction? My OCD. Listen. Period. Yes, like I love the vibes. Yes, we love that. Imagine, like, I mean, so funny to me. Listen, Miss Michelle, wait. I cannot with you ladies. You ladies crack me up. I can't. I would be all night with you ladies. I cannot. We got to go to the flight. All right. The Sky Lounge is now closing. I love you all so much. Thank you so much for making Fridays one of the best days that I look forward to every week, for your kindness, for your love, for your support, for everything you all do. I am just so eternally grateful. I say it every week, but I truly mean it every week. I'm just like, just watching this little commune evolve and welcome new members, watch some of them standing outside wishing they can have a juice box. But you know, maybe they'll get it together and the Lord will allow. I don't know. But truly, what a wonderful, wonderful community of people, commune of people. I thank you for allowing me to share these experiences. And, you know, thank you for taking this ride, this very long ride to kind of figure out the best way to articulate these points regarding our topic today. I send everyone so much love, so much love. Please be kind to one another. Ignore all the nonsense. Like when you see these type of things going on in the real world, there's people going through real life things, and it's just important to focus on something a little bit more lighthearted. So I send you all of the wonderful juice boxes, whatever flavor you like. I don't care. Just whatever juice box you like for making changes. I appreciate you all for being here. Thank you so much. Be sure to check out JFK. I'm going to put his stream one more time in the chat. So be sure that you go and check him out. Check out the fellas. Thank you to James for stopping by today. It was such a nice surprise. Just thank you everyone for being here. I appreciate all of you. I will see you very, very soon. And yeah, I'll check you out in the next one. So I love you all. Mwah. Thank you for everything, everyone. I appreciate you so, so much. To everyone who has helped out in any capacity. My mods, love you. Thank you so much. I hope you all feel good. And let's go continue the party at JFK Stream in 17 minutes, 16. Okay. I love you. Mwah. Love you all. Have a good night. And I'll see you over there. Juice boxes, maybe with an eggplant for Miss Nurse of Interest. Okay. Bye.